I could be brown, I could be blue, I could be violet sky, I could be hurtful, I could be purple, I could be anything you like. I could be brown, I could be blue, I could be violet sky, I could be hurtful, I could be purple, I could be anything you like. I could be brown, I could be blue, I could be violet sky, I could be hurtful, I could be purple, I could be anything you like. I could be brown, I could be blue, I could be violet sky, I could be hurtful, I could be purple, I could be anything you like. I could be brown, I could be blue, I could be violet sky, I could be hurtful, I could be purple, I could be anything you like. I could be brown, I could be blue, I could be violet sky, I could be hurtful, I could be purple, I could be anything you like.
You're watching Poindexter Lounge. You already know. You're watching Poindexter Lounge for the unity.
Why don't you set aside an hour or two? We'll have a few drinks and a cup of coffee. I don't drink.
Hi, you're watching Poindexter Lounge. I'm choking on chicken.
Hey, you're watching Poindexter.
That's great. I don't.
You are watching Poindexter Lounge.
That's great. I don't.
You are watching Poindexter. Thanks for the lights, Jay. Roger, Rose, and Call of Duty. I smell like onions and you're watching Poindexter.
That's great. I don't.
And now I'll make the point better. This joint's clever. In the lounge with Poindexter. So Poindexter Lounge, you know that we can get it in. And now I'm headed up like I'm Led Zeppelin.
Hi, you're watching Poindexter Lounge. Do you like nerd stuff? Yeah? Then you'll love this. You never know what might happen or who might show up at the lounge.
I just want to thank you for being here and being my friend. It's always good to have someone you could count on. And I'm glad you're that for me.
That's great. I don't.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story. And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen. Cannonball!
Poindexter, you're getting all excited.
What's up, nerd family? Welcome once again to the Poindexter Lounge. My name is Enosh, aka Enosh Fett, and it is great even. Not just good. It is great to have you with me in the lounge tonight. Now, look, if this is your first time to the lounge, just know that the Poindexter Lounge is a place for nerds. It's a place where you and me and my crew can get together and talk about all the things that we love. Things like TV shows, movies, games, sci-fi, fantasy, comic books, superheroes, toys, and anything else that floats our boat or tickles our fancy. And, you know, stuff tickles our fancy all the time, especially Brian's. Brian's fancy gets tickled, and then, you know, we talk about it. So, hey, if those are things that get you excited, then please hit that subscribe button as well as that notification bell and join this group of nerds. All right, join us. Come on over. We're not like the dark side, but we do have cookies, and we've got, you know, other treats as well. All right, so go ahead and join us. And then, of course, if you are a subscriber, if you've been here at least for a long time, please make sure you are still subscribed because strange things are afoot at the Circle K. Things have happened lately, and we're trying to work with YouTube actually to remedy some of those things. So if you have been unsubscribed, please at any time, if you've been unsubscribed, please let me know. All right, reach out to me via social media. All of the social media links are in the description below, and then that way we can make our case and you know, be like, hey, yo, what's up? Don't be doing this to us. Don't be doing this to our peoples, right? And speaking of our peoples, we got some great peoples. Patrons, everyone who supports the channel, thank you guys so much. Here are the patrons. you can see some awesome people, some people that you see here on a regular basis, and we're very, very thankful for them. Also, the members of the channel, thank you to all the members of the channel. It just keeps growing. It just keeps moving on up. I got to add another one, actually, and that's TJ. But thank you guys so much for partnering with us. We really appreciate you. And, of course, everyone who gives super chats during the week and during the live programs. We're so grateful to all of you guys. You guys are awesome, too. Y'all rock. Y'all rock it out. Of course, if you want to support the channel in some way and you don't want to do the other two things, you got the PayPal and the Cash App down in the description as well. And don't forget, our store. We got a cool store. Lots of cool fun stuff in there. Check out and everything from our 2 cents on nonsense line of just different things. We got spaghetti tacos, t-shirts. Like, yeah, even though Silent Scotty doesn't like spaghetti tacos, we like spaghetti tacos, and that's all that matters. And then, of course, all just the regular Poindexter Lounge stuff. The Zero Credibility shirt, the Warner Brothers shirt, the hashtag I Love Star Wars stuff. And then, of course, the brand new Grifts and Gatekeepers. We don't stand for any gatekeepers. We don't stand for any grifting. We stand for what's right. So there you go. You can check all those out in our store below. All right. And look, nobody ever expects anybody to give anything or do anything like that. It's just we are grateful to anyone who does and thankful for you. And so as our way of giving back, we do a little giveaway every week or so. And so this coming giveaway is the Black Suit Superman, Henry Cavill Superman from Zack Snyder's Justice League, the McFarlane toy right there. So, and all you got to do to qualify for that is to either be a member, a patron, give a super chat, or give to any of the other options there. And you're automatically entered for a chance to win this beautiful, beautiful figure. One of my favorite figures of all time. It's got a flight stand. He comes with a trading card and a flight stand, so you can pose him and do all kinds of cool stuff. So hey, take advantage of that. All right. That being said, we got some stuff to talk about tonight, and I got a buddy to help me do just that, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm not doing this alone. Oh no, it's too big of a show to do alone. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to, I gotta have the right drop. I almost brought in Johnny Pop's thing, because Johnny does that show. I almost brought in the wrong thing. So there you go. I actually have another drop for Brian, but I have to load it up. But this will work for now.
You've reached the voicemail of Brian, the man with the world's largest brain. It's only one letter off. It's not brain, it's Brian. You've reached Brian. Leave a message.
You've reached Brian. Leave a message. How the heck is everybody doing? I feel like I haven't been here in forever. Oh gosh. Every time you go on, I'm like laying down in bed. I'm like, I'm sorry, Nash.
Oh no, it's all
gotta
good.
go to bed.
Oh, you know what? I just realized. I realized. We did a show earlier today, but the sun has gone down. So now it's nighttime.
I popped in for a hot second while I was at work.
You did.
So that was kind of fun. I just wanted to come on, say hi, bye, and then go back to work. But man, that was kind of fun. Yeah, a lot of interesting stuff. A lot of weird, wild stuff's been going on lately.
Weird, wild stuff. Yes. Weird, wild stuff. Yes, sir.
Yeah. If I had cue cards, I'd tap them against my head.
Right. Kids, that's a callback to a show long ago.
Well, before you were born.
Yes.
Back in the old times, before the Empire.
Deranged Enosh is here. We still don't know who Deranged Enosh is.
Hey.
I still have no clue.
Keep them coming, Deranged Enosh. Keep them coming.
There's me eating a sausage.
We just rolling with the punches. But I will say, before we get started on anything, anyone who hates on a spaghetti taco, it's called fusion food, ladies and gentlemen. It's the new rage. Okay, go to a taco truck. And not only that, but it's poor man's food. And I'm a poor man. Okay.
And it's good.
And third, you could pretty much these days, tortilla plus anything equals taco. Eggs, bacon, cheese, anything.
Yeah. Pretty much. I ain't gonna argue with you, man.
No. I'm
It's good
just
stuff, bro.
saying that to all the haters, and also to lead into my show for tomorrow.
Oh,
Brian, Master of Noms, is back. Guess what? We're talking Mexican food, tacos and burritos and nachos and anything else you can possibly think of. And I'd like to thank my mother for suggesting it, because she reminded me of a place that we go to down in Sacramento that has the best pork carnitas.
What are you saying? You're going to have some tacos and burritos?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, I love some tacos, Brian, for my Brian. Taco flavored kisses for my Brian.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, tomorrow will be filled with taco flavored kisses. I promise. If I promise anything over the next 2 to 3 days, that is one of the things I will promise. It's going down.
You promise the taco flavored kisses?
Oh yeah.
Oh yes.
It's going
I want
down.
to tell you how much I want to order. Gonna make a run for the border.
No, we're not talking about that border. No. We're not talking about Taco Bell. No.
Talk about good tacos, eh?
No. Real tacos.
Brian with the real tacos. Gonna be good. Gonna be good. Brian, Master of Noms.
Too. Right.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah, man. Good stuff. Good stuff. Because he's got me in a picture here eating a sausage, and he's our first super chat of the night. Deranged Enosh, would you like some sausage?
Daddy, would you like some sausage? Daddy, would you like some sausages?
Not gonna lie, I would go for a bratwurst right now.
Okay.
Some sauerkraut, brown mustard.
Heck yeah, man. Do your thing, bro. Do your thing. Okay, so let's say hi to some people real quick before we get started. You Do Suck is here. What's up, You Do Suck?
Hey.
Anthony Beltray says, what's up, Enosh? Zach is always the blueprint, and I wouldn't be surprised if Universal give The Rock $50 million to come back for Fast 10.
That's more than the movie will make.
Wow, I don't know, man.
Domestically.
Fast Furious, though, has been making a bunch of money at the box. I mean, like, I don't know. Spherical Man says, Rocky, come back. You could blame it all on me. Vin was wrong. I just can't do without you.
Right.
Darkseid's mother is here. Jared, I love how he finally put in parentheses, Jared there. So, yo, Lounge, y'all hear about Barry Keoghan rumors about being Joker? No.
Who?
Yeah, that's what who's Barry Keoghan?
Can't say I have.
Cannot say I heard that. Protoss X says, sup, Lounge. Sup, Protoss. And Antonio is here. What's up, Antonio? Good to see you, brother. Spherical Pickle. Of course, Spherical Pickle is mocking the Zack Snyder's The Blueprint. But you know what? That's all right, Spherical Pickle. That's all right. It's all good, man. I mean,
I'm just not here to crap on anybody's good time.
Hey, you know what? Look, I'm just reporting the news. And the news is that Zack Snyder is the blueprint.
I mean, if he's the blueprint to the Army of the Dead universe, then yes, I would say he is the blueprint for that universe.
Well, I think he's the blueprint. Look, I think whether or not you want the Snyderverse to continue.
I'm wearing a Henry Cavill Superman.
No, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about that really doesn't have anything to do with it though, right? Because I mean, like, she's just saying, Chloe Zhao is just saying that, like, that he was the blueprint for her making the Eternals, for her, that she appreciates his his work, and so I mean, whether or not it continues, I just think it's cool that a Marvel director and an awarded director has come out and said, hey, Zack Snyder was an inspiration to me, and is the blueprint for what I did.
It's a nice tip of the cap, you know what I mean? Like,
it certainly is.
I mean, honestly, if anything doesn't happen, it's like, we watched it and he hit that 74th home run, broke Barry Bonds' record. So, whatever it was clean. He gets out of that dugout for one last time, and he takes his cap off and just tips it to the crowd. See, that's kind of how I look at it, and that's great. I good on her for that. Have pride in that, ladies and gentlemen.
Heck yeah.
Inspiration.
What's up, Zeno? Good to see you, bro. Good to see you. Anthony Grigsby's here from Down Under. Good to see you, my fam. See, Golden G says, who saved Martha better, Superman and Man of Steel or Batman and BVS?
Well, they only saved one Martha in BVS, so
yeah, but in Man of Steel, Superman got ticked when they came after his mother.
This is very true.
So
I liked Man of
his
Steel
mother.
as a better movie than BVS, just in general. So there's that. So yeah, I would say, yeah.
Comic book fan 89 is here. It says, you will make my strength your own. You will see my life through your eyes, as your life will be seen through mine. The son becomes the father, and the father, the son.
There you go.
Nice reference. I like that. What's up, Lewis Cox? Good to see us. Here we go. Mitch
Mitsubishi.
What's up, Mitsubishi? Mitsubishi. Poindexter rules. Awesome. Thank you.
I used to drive one of those.
Really? Nice. What's up, Kyoki 86 says, why won't Patty just go away? No one wants to see her Wonder Woman. Look, I mean, that first Wonder Woman was good. It was better than good. I would say that first Wonder Woman was great.
Yeah, but then we got Patty Jenkins Unchained and Wonder Woman 2, and it didn't have any 80s music.
Well, and and so that's the thing, right? It'll really be the question really has to be asked, and we'll ask it tonight. What are we going to get out of a Wonder Woman 3? That's the real question. So
if they do a 90s theme Wonder Woman and there's no 90s music in it, I'll never watch another Wonder Woman movie again.
What's up, Bradley? Good to see you, Bradley. What's up, Caden? Good to see you, Caden. H. Bart's in the house, says, hey, everyone. Yep. I don't believe that there's a Jarbo broadcast tonight, so welcome to all the Jarbo heads. Let's see. Anthony Beltray is here. Big Dub Reactions is here. Says Poindexter Lounge, first time in the lounge from the start. Cool. Glad you're able to join from the start. Let's see. Cherie is here. Says Brian. Hey there. Brian. Elbow top, virtual hug.
Bradley,
you're so amazing. We miss you at the lounge, Brian. Look at all the love,
I know.
Brian.
I'm sorry, guys. I missed you guys too. I was in the chat in spirit, but honestly, and this isn't like to say I was bored, but dude, I need to check out your other channel for the sleep noises.
Yes.
That sounds intriguing because I've done that before. Like I've done what I like is guided meditation.
Mm-hmm. I'm thinking about doing something like that too, like do like an hour long because I've got the voice for it.
Yeah, exactly. It's like nice and relaxing and like just kind of guide you to sleep because I've done that before too with like sleep guided meditation. Mm-hmm. It works sometimes and sometimes it doesn't, but like I find that to be really good. And
well, I'm glad, Brian, that you brought that up. So I'll drop oops, if I can get get my home page here. Hold on a second. All right, come on.
Get your home page.
Gotta get the channel up here. So yeah, for those of you who don't know, I do have a second channel. A lot of you guys know I'm a musician and I record. And so Enash's second channel here is it's called Sounds of Rest and Relaxation, Meditate, Sleep, and it's just there to help you all with some rest and relaxation. And we got 2 videos up right now. They're 10-hour videos, so you can sleep to them. One is rain sounds, and then another one is some music, some nice peaceful music that you can do for you can use for meditation. You can, like Brian said, you can use for just whatever, really. I mean, pretty much you can use for anything just to relax. Yeah. I mean, just chill around the house, help you fall asleep. That's what I do. See that, and that's what inspired me to actually do it, Brian, is that I use that. So, I use those kind of things. And so, yeah.
Well, I never heard who Kenny G was until I was like using it for sleep. I mean,
there you go. So, Yeah. So what's up, Dad? Dude Vince says, I'm tired at work and never went back to bed after watching the stream earlier. We had a fun stream today, man. We had a fun daytime stream.
I wish I would have got on earlier because I was on my lunch break and I was just about finished up, and I kind of went a little bit late. That's all right.
Yeah, we had a fun daytime stream, man. Everybody was here, and it was something else, man. We had a really
good
time.
All the campy action would have been cool, but I don't know. I kind of look at that whole situation as like a bit of a nothing burger. Like, I don't think he's going to get in trouble, and to be perfectly honest, I think it was kind of planned. Like, everything seems a bit strategic in my opinion.
Yeah, look, whether or not he was or not, it is a weird situation. I mean, it was but it was fun to cover. Like, I don't think he's going to get in trouble either. I mean, I don't. He
gets sued. I mean, like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, he ain't getting sued. That ain't going to be a thing. But but I do know a lot of people, just were just like, hey, they thought it was, they thought it was interesting, and I thought it was an interesting thing to happen. I mean, I don't know if he probably I don't know that he did that to throw himself out there like that. You know what I mean? Because like, he did put himself in kind of a weird position. So I don't know. It was definitely interesting, to say the least. But
true. Now my wrestling brain's like, oh, we're getting worked here, guys. I was like, I made the comment, Kevin Feige's just sitting on a beach somewhere. Press send to John Campia. He's like,
Campia.
Here you go, bro. Light it up.
Right.
He's like, F Sony, it's down. Try to hold me out. No.
Right. Actually, I'm hold on a second here. I'm doing this so that I can monitor the chat. But yeah, I pinned the second channel up there. If you guys want to save that, and go over there and subscribe. Go over there and subscribe. We need subscribers for that. So go over and support that channel for sure. Let's see. Who else is here real quick?
I love that channel. Smooth
Jazz. I see H-Bart's knows. Spaghetti tacos are legendary.
Boom.
They just are, man. They're just good. They're just good stuff.
Yeah, freaking Parmesan cheese on the outside of your corn tortilla.
What's up, Bradley? This is the blueprint for what exactly? For one movie? No.
Foundation for a trilogy. No, just kidding.
Dude, he's got,
I'm kidding.
What's up? North Star says Tom Welling, Smallville saved Martha better. Gavin Cooley says, sup, Brian and Enosh. What's up, Gavin?
Yeah, but did he save Lara, though? Could he save Lara?
What's up, Aaron Pritchard? Good to see you.
But then again, Jarrell didn't either. So
hey, Belle Reeve, look at Belle Reeve.
Hey,
look at it. She's looking off thoughtfully. Look at her her icon there. She's
very stoic.
I'm Belle Reeve,
right?
Heck yeah. Let's see who else is here, real quick. Mary Wilcox is here, buddy. Mary Wilcox is here.
Mary, what's up?
Yeah, heck yeah. Marcus Cruz is here, says, Enosh, do you think the MCU Wolverine should be based off the Ultimate Wolverine version in the Ultimate Comics? Honestly, you know what? I really don't care at this point. I just want a good Wolverine. I'm more Marcus, I think, at this point, just wanting to sit back and be told that story, right? And just I don't know that I have a preference. Do you have a preference, Brian?
No. I mean, I just want to see a good Wolverine. That's not Hugh Jackman.
Yeah, I mean, Hugh Jackman has done a great job for the last.
It's time for him to hang the claws up.
Yeah. Azteca says, "Well, brother, I'm gonna crank his knob." Hulk Hogan. H Bart's here with the $2 super chat. Thank you, H Bart. Says, "Where is Defoe?" Good question. Where is Defoe? I don't know. Daniel here says, hey, everyone. And I think we're all caught up. So, all right. Cool. All right, guys. Well, so, yeah, man, today we had this epic stream, man. I tell you what, I don't even think I recovered from it, man. Like, I just, Like it was literally, we started literally like 12 hours, like a little over 12 hours ago, man.
Damn.
I know, man. We started at like 12:30, man. And it was like, now here we are at like 1:46 in the morning. That's how we roll here at the lounge, folks. And I think I'm starting to get a little bit of a head cold. So like my eyes are all kind of red and stuff,
right.
but it's all good. All right. So we got some stuff to talk about tonight. We'll probably get to this stuff, but welcome. And we're glad that you guys have decided to spend some time with us. Oh no, John Campy has taken over the stream again. He has branded the stream.
I'm not a watermark. I'm a free man. Oh.
John, you can't be watermarking everything, bro. Come on, man. Dude. You know, come on. But so we got some stories tonight. First of all, yes, I know. But you know what? It's true. Zack Snyder is the blueprint. He's the blueprint. What is he the blueprint of? Well, we're going to talk about that. So, have you seen yet?
Hoping to see
Eternals
it on Saturday.
Okay. So Eternals came out, and Chloe Zhao, who directed the Eternals, she had this to say about Zack Snyder. Now, a lot of people have kind of they have equated.
I've heard the comparisons
with a DC movie and with Zack Snyder in general, which I thought was interesting. I didn't think that it was so much Snyder-esque as it was just it was a more serious movie. Like it wasn't jokey. It was just a grounded movie. It wasn't, it wasn't even that gritty, I didn't think, Brian.
Yeah.
It was just a good film, to be honest.
Just a different tone than what you're used to with the standard Marvel fare.
Yeah,
man. I don't know. I think it's part of the rise and fall of the genre. I want to do some more research into it because I think it's really fascinating when you look at like music trends, as like, music trends come and go, as do movie genres come and go. And I think like we're in like the deconstructionist era of superhero films, to where it's like you're almost getting you're getting a completely different look at what a traditional superhero film would be, and I think Zack Snyder was kind of I believe he was the blueprint for that quote unquote deconstructionist view. By that I mean making the characters more realistic, by deconstructing them to more base human nature.
Yeah.
I mean, like the Batman that you got in BVS is completely different than any Batman that you've gotten before, but that's not necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, and it's the thing. I love this stuff, but I've also gotten like really like mentally tired by people who are just like over the top about Zack Snyder stuff. Mm-hmm. So it's like it's nice to find the balance, and I do find that here, which is awesome. And I don't mind discussing Snyder. Don't get me wrong. But no, I think this is great.
We just talk about it anymore when it's in the news. I mean, like there's lots of people who come at me and they're they act like this is all I talk about. And look, guys, anybody who spends any time around here and doesn't just like think that they know what's going on at the Poindexter Lounge knows we cover a wide variety of stuff here at the lounge. And Brian, I've even got ideas actually for stuff going forward where we're going to cover a lot of stuff that I'm not even into, but other people are, and bringing other people in to be able to lead, those charges, you know what I mean? And lead those stories and stuff. So, but the thing is, this is in the news, right? And I think it is big news when you have something like a Marvel movie, one of the big Marvel movies. I mean, how many times has William told me that Eternals is the big one, right? Eternals is the movie that like is super huge and very, very important to it. So, and of course, I mean, we get Todd in here all the time, telling us that, that they are the gold standard. So if they're the gold standard. But it's interesting because then one of their biggest directors of one of their most anticipated movies says, "Hey, I really dug what Zack Snyder did, and that's what I based my stuff off of." That's newsworthy to me. That's a story. That's a story. So let's take a look at this.
Oh, yeah,
I know
absolutely.
it's a couple days old, but I didn't get to talk about it the other day. So let's talk about it, and I'll give you my 2 cents on it. So social media has decided Zack Snyder is the blueprint. The phrase Zack Snyder is the blueprint is trending on social media after Eternals director Chloe Zhao cited Snyder as an inspiration for her film. Yeah, I mean, this was all over Twitter the last couple of days. And, you know, can I just say, I just love that picture of Henry Cavill. It's just a great picture. Okay. The set
is way better than Christopher Reeve. I'm sorry.
Ooh.
It's all wire work.
Yeah, you know what?
You just watched the Donner cut. It was horrible.
There's some great things in there, and then there's, I mean, like look, there's sometimes where Christopher Reeve looks like he stepped right out of the comic book, right? And
True.
It looks just absolutely amazing. And I mean, and some of that too is that the comic book literally patterned itself after Superman the movie. Then, after the movie came out, like it literally drew Superman like Christopher Reeve on purpose because he was Superman in many people's minds. So that's another reason why he looked like he stepped out of a comic, was because of that. So there you go. But yeah, the sentence Zack Snyder is the blueprint is trending across social media, with the director's fans declaring that he paved the way for Western myth and the superhero genre. Okay, that's a little hyperbole right there from comic book resources, but okay. The viral phrase was inspired by Academy Award-winning filmmaker Chloe Zhao, who, by the way, we reported today may be making a Star Wars movie, the Kevin Feige Star Wars movie, but who described in a recent interview how Snyder's Superman inspired her in the creation of the Marvel Cinematic Universe's latest entry, Eternals. She stated, "Of all modern interpretations of Superman, this is Zack Snyder's with Man of Steel, which inspired me the most because he approached this myth in an authentic and very real way. I remember thinking it was Superman by Terrence Malick when I saw the trailer. This film left a strong impression on me, but Icarus is, of course, our own take on Superman." Now, when I read that, look, there's no, people can be facetious if they want. People can, not like it. People can try to dismiss it all they want. But the reality is that, dude, she said right there, that movie stuck with me. That movie inspired me, in making Eternals. So there you go. Now, look, I know that there's a lot of people who have said that they don't like it. Well, too bad. I mean, like, if you don't like it, you don't like it, I guess, right? And that's fine. Move on to something else. But Eternals, I really like Eternals, man. And that was before any of all this other stuff, man, of comparing it to DC or whatever, comparing it to, the DCEU. I just dig it, man. It's a good movie. And Brian, you of all people, you're here just about every episode, right? How many times have I said here on the program that I just did not care about Eternals?
Oh gosh, I'm actually surprised you enjoyed it with as much as you were not looking forward to it.
Yeah, and that was absolutely true. Like I just did not care about it, and but then the more that I started seeing that, like, the numbers for it, I thought to myself, you know what? There's something probably here, because I've noticed, Brian, that a lot of the MCU stuff that other people don't like, I end up liking.
I'm like that too, to an extent as well, because I try not to be like a trend hopper. So if they're like, everybody's like, oh, there's a show on Netflix, you have to watch it, I'm like,
oh, I know,
I'm good.
By the way, guys, this is Laser Luke Gaming. He's got a great TikTok channel, and Luke, we got to get you here on the program, man. We got to get you here on the show, dude, because I like his takes. He's got some funny stuff, man, and a lot of great DC content and stuff like that. So if you're on TikTok, check out Luke, because he's pretty cool, man, and and I dig him, man. I really dig him a lot. Plus, you know what? He reminds me of my brother. Dude. We both got that curly hair, dude. And you remind me of my brother. And the first time I saw you, in fact, I thought you were my brother for a second. I honestly thought you were my brother. And then I remember my brother hasn't had longer hair in a while. But yeah, you definitely reminded me of my brother. Hey, hold on a second. StreamYard will load. What's StreamYard doing, man? StreamYard is like taking it slow, easy time. I want to say hi to Rhea, by the way. What's up, Rhea? One of our newest members. Hey, there's Tina Dozy. He's right. There's TJ. He's over at over watching on Twitch tonight, and that's great. He's our newest member. He joined today, and so welcome, buddy. Here's North Star. Thank you, North Star. With whoops, it didn't pull up. Come on. I swear to God, I'm clicking on it, dude, and it's okay. It's going to be one of those nights, apparently, with StreamYard. Thank you, StreamYard. Like, well, you know, they just did offer like a bunch of new options.
It's like
they just updated today with a bunch of new options and a bunch of cool stuff that they're charging money for, which I don't like. Dude, I'm already paying for the I feel like with what I'm paying already for the 1080p, and it's not always clear anyways. You know what I mean? Like sometimes it's not always clear and bright and everything.
All the
anyways.
issues you have with it, anyways,
and all the issues and everything. And then like because I got this idea for those of you who don't know, and it's look, this is something I've been wanting to do for a while. So this is not based on anything that my friends have done or anything like that. And I've talked to Brian about this. I've talked to others about this. Is we've got a lot of great friends on the Poindexter Lounge, and I want to give them voice. And like, I think it'd be great to have, different people doing shows here on the Poindexter Lounge. So of course, StreamYard today announces that they got this new thing called members or whatever, where you can have friends. So I can give you admin rights, Brian, to my channel without giving you all my passwords.
Oh,
and everything.
Of course. Yeah.
And look, there's people that I trust. Like if I trust anybody, I trust Brian with my passwords. Okay. Trust me.
Like
right.
Host a show though.
Yeah. But to host a show, you can give admin rights so that they can host a show. They can put the show together on your channel and everything. So they give you one for free, Brian. One. And then you can get 5 for $15 extra a month. And then it just goes up. Then it just goes up from there. So for 10, they would charge you $30 a month to be able to have 10 people.
And you're already paying for the HD, which is ridiculous to begin with.
I'm paying $50 a month, dude, for that HD thing. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know. But anyways, back to the show. There's your little behind the scenes.
Talk about a racket. Hey, revolutions were started with this crap. You know what the Stamp Act was?
No, I'm just telling you. Okay,
that'll be $5, please.
North Star, what's up, North Star? But by the way, I like North Star. You know, North Star always voicing their opinion, and you know what? That's what we encourage here. And I'm glad, North Star, that you feel comfortable in voicing your opinion, even if it's not my opinion or somebody else's opinion on the channel. I'm so glad that you feel that way and that you're here. North Star says, not sure if you're familiar with the Japanese hero Ultraman. Yeah, I am, man. I used to watch Ultraman like on Saturday mornings, dude. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't like super ingrained into Ultraman, but I was very much aware of Ultraman. Did you watch Ultraman, Brian?
No, I've never.
Are you familiar with who Ultraman is?
Vaguely.
Okay, because I bet you if I showed you a picture of Ultraman,
I'd be like, "That's Ultraman."
Yeah, I bet. Oh, yeah. Because I'm gonna have to now, dude. I'm gonna have to show you a picture of Ultraman now.
Well, isn't like that like the Earth 3 version of Superman?
Yeah, but that. Yeah,
because I did watch Crisis.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, kind of. It's not quite the same, but yeah. Here's Ultraman, dude.
Okay.
Like,
oh man, that's like,
yeah, it's Saturday morning cool.
Yeah, it's like freaking Power Rangers.
Back in the day, yeah, it was very much like Power Rangers back in the day,
or VR Troopers, or any of those other.
Yeah, but Ultraman like goes way back, right? So like way before any of that stuff. So yeah, So here it says, yep, not sure if you're familiar with Japanese hero Ultraman, but I highly recommend it. There are various seasons on DVD and Blu-ray, and anime on Netflix, and comics through Marvel. Now, I did not know that they did an anime on Netflix, but I'd be very interested actually in watching that, to be honest with you. Like because Ultraman, maybe just because for me, like I don't get into a lot of the deep dive stuff, Brian. But it's funny because then there are deep dive things that I do get into, that like other people aren't into, right? So it's like it's funny because like I find that the deep dive stuff that people want me to get into are really kind of mainline deep dive stuff, It's weird. It's weird. But yeah, North Star, thank you for mentioning that because I will check that out on Netflix. I did not realize that they had an Ultraman series on Netflix. But that'd probably be something that I would actually enjoy because I remember watching Ultraman when I was a kid. Yeah, and actually I need an Ultraman toy. Now that I think about it, because I don't have any Ultraman toys. I've got a whole Voltron section of my living room and some fun stuff there, but yeah, I don't have that. Okay, Philosophical Pickle here says, gotta be honest, Eternals really did feel like a Zack Snyder movie. Really? I didn't feel like it. I didn't feel like it felt like a Zack Snyder movie in as much as it was just a serious Marvel movie for the first time, right? But okay, but see,
okay, every time you guys say there's no stakes in a Marvel movie, one, that kind of irks me a little bit because that's not true, and two, does every damn superhero movie have to have galaxy-rending stakes to them?
No, Brian. I mean, that's not what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
but when
you're painting it with a broad brush, bro.
Yeah, but when you watch Eternals, okay, what you're gonna see is that it looks like Marvel, right? It references Marvel, but there is clearly in this movie a different sense. Like it's got jokes, right? But it's not super light, fluffy, like what am I? And dude,
it's not one-liners.
Yeah, and that's my biggest problem with a lot of the MCU stuff is like they'll be in like a serious moment, like almost like life and death, and then somebody just rattles off a quick line.
Yeah.
And that just sometimes that irks me. Sometimes it's okay. But but this movie I really felt did it really well in the fact that it wasn't that. But of course, Pickle, I know Pickle doesn't like the same things that I like, and that's fine. That's why we still give Pickle a voice. I still got his comment up here. He said dark, boring, depressing, and thought it was super intellectual and deep when it was actually hollow.
So you're talking me out of going to see it this weekend. Come on.
No, dude, it's not that, dude. Don't let Pickle dude.
It's all good.
I love Pickle, but don't let Pickle influence your
no, I'll judge it for myself because I wasn't looking forward to Shang-Chi.
Listen, I even mocked it. Look, I'll be honest. I'm going to be straight up honest with this. I even made fun of it a little bit when it first started because it starts off with like a prelude thing that like has this whole thing about what the setup is for it, right? And so it's got like words and stuff, and it says like in the beginning this happened and blah 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 blah. And I turned to my son who was sitting next to me and I said to him, boy, that's not a good sign when you gotta like in-depth explain like where it's coming from. And then he just looked back at me and goes, you mean like Star Wars, Dad? And I went, yeah, but Star Wars is a little bit different in the fact that Star Wars, yes, Star Wars starts off with an opening crawl, but usually the opening crawl is just to throw you into the action. It's not like back in the beginning of time this happened, to explain it all. Look, I get it, Pickle. Yes, it is a very it is a deep dive. It literally has to do with like the foundations and the history of the planet. I mean, it's set over 10,000 years, Brian. It's not like this happens on a Saturday afternoon. Okay.
Well,
that's
I
not
know
this
like
movie.
the Eternals have to do with creation. So
yes.
It's a bigger situation. It's kind of like they did drop the ball with Guardians 2 because that could have been something big. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And yes, they kind of did play it for jokes, like the movie, but because I just watched it the other night, and I'd say Marvel Phase 3 was kind of like that
Yeah, that dude Vince, you're absolutely right, man. Like I wish I've looked into other things because my biggest thing is like I would really like because people ask me all the time, Brian, they're like, hey, we love giving super chats, and I love people giving super chats, and I love people having the opportunity to get it so I could pull up their comments, right? I mean, that's the whole point of a super chat. But I wish there was something where like if somebody gave like to the Cash App or whatever, right? And then they put a comment in there that I could just bring up a comment in there because people have said, Enosh, I'd rather like I would like to give to the Cash App because if they give to the Cash App, for example, we get more of that money, right? It's direct where YouTube doesn't, because I don't have a problem with YouTube taking a cut, but let's be honest, like their cut is quite a bit, and I don't understand why Apple's trying to get involved in that. Like that, if you go from an Apple device, all of a sudden they want to take their like for what? What did Apple do?
All right,
what I don't get that, but
you made the phone.
Yeah, but you know what? Maybe we need to invent something, Brian, where people can give to a PayPal, give to a Cash App, or give something like that, and we can still pull up their comments. I've told everybody, if you give that, just let me know and make sure that I'm aware, and I will still pull up your comment. And I'll if I got to type the thing out myself, I will do it. But but yeah, it's weird. Okay, so Anthony Grigsby here. Says with a $7.99 Australian super chat, thank you, sir. Says, hey guys, do you think Zach will produce Wonder Woman 3 with Patty? Do you think Patty will learn from Wonder Woman 84? That is my hope. I really hope that, Brian, that Patty learns from Wonder Woman 84. But I
doubt it though.
Yeah, my concern is that she made more Wonder Woman 84 than she did the first Wonder Woman movie.
Of course.
And
we got Patty Unleashed.
Yeah. And because of that, I'm concerned about the future of it, right? As to where it goes. I don't know about Zach producing it because I'm not really sure. It depends upon when they get the thing started and off and running. Because if they get it off and running before just the Discovery merger, I'm not really sure. I mean, Zach his name will be on it.
His name will be on it like it was before.
Yeah, his name will be on it.
He just won't be involved.
Yeah, he wouldn't be involved in the day to day. So but we're going to talk about Wonder Woman in just a minute, and we'll get there. Laser Luke says, "Oh my gosh, Ines, thank you so much, my brother. Yes, absolutely. Hopefully, I'll join you. However, not right now because I work. But yeah, one day I'll join you and talk about movie stuff. Absolutely, man. We'd love to have you, bro. We'd absolutely love to have you. Let's see. Here's Jarbo. It says, Enosh, my network has been giving me problems. Can't stream tonight. Sending my audience to you. Thank you, bro. Appreciate that, man. I appreciate that.
Sucks, buddy. Sorry to hear about that, man.
Yeah, man. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, and sorry to hear about the other stuff going on, man. So yeah, for sure. Hey, check out Matt Jarbo. It says, hey man, I'm out for the night. What's up, man? Thank you for the $2 super chat, Matt.
Class. Have a good night, man.
Yeah. Thoughts are with you, bro. I feel like I accomplished something, man. Matt Jarbo gave me $2. Dude.
There you
go. That's cool. That's cool. Let's see.
Now dance. No.
Yeah, right. Dance.
Make this $2 work. No.
Right. Yeah, make this $2 work for you. You know what's funny, Brian? When all the guys were here, remember last year when all the guys came here and Ryan and Dawson and Anthony, they were all here, and I don't know if you remember, but like they were throwing super chats at us. I still had the $4 in super chats that they were like throwing at us live, being funny, that Silent Scotty and they were throwing at us and stuff. So I still have that. I just realized I was cleaning up my my desk area, and it's like I found the $4. So still, these are the only $4 live in super chats. If you
no, it's a fake.
It's a fake. No, it is, man. It is.
No, Jarbo's got a wrench, brother.
Oh, it is. It is. You're right. Does he?
Yeah.
Does Jarbo have a wrench?
The real Jarbo has a wrench.
Okay. Yeah. Well, hold on a second.
That's how I know to differentiate between a fake Jarbo and a real Jarbo.
But you know what? No, I don't know that that's true.
Oh, I don't know. Does it show?
I don't know that that's true, Brian, because Matt was talking about some stuff the other day that Matt Jarbo that didn't have a wrench was in here talking about. So I don't know that I did, but before I give him a wrench, I want to make sure that it's the right.
Yeah, I'd kind of hold off on that one. That one doesn't have a wrench.
He doesn't, but I think that's him.
That's up to you,
I mean,
man.
especially because he says, "Hey, man, I'm out for the night," and he just mentioned that. So, but no, I mean, I don't know. But I can do that another time. But no, okay. So back to this. So as far as Eternals goes, I really enjoyed Eternals. I thought it was a well done film, and that had nothing to do at all with you know what? Hey, we can solve this mystery right now, Brian. Solve this mystery right now. There he is.
Oh shit! What's up?
Hey,
hey, man.
Hey, bud.
So is that you?
I guess there's no.
I didn't know, man.
There would be a check mark next to my name if that was me.
Yeah.
On that account. On the other one, it'd be difficult.
Okay.
No, I like just woke up. I fell asleep. And I've had a hell of a night. So
yeah.
Just I had just kind of passed out, and I was like, all right, I'll do a stream to kind of take my mind off stuff, and then I just, you know how it is. Sometimes you just crash out, and so I know,
man. I almost did it tonight, man. I almost did it tonight because like I was pretty tired because we did 4 hours earlier today.
Yeah.
And everything, but I was like, nah, we started talking about Brian and I started talking about it. I was like, yeah, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and.
No, it's good. I mean, I wanted to because there's always a lot to go on today. I was like, all right, I need to like distract myself, Yeah. And for those of you guys who don't know, one of my best friends passed away on Monday. Is what they're saying, and it was it was probably alcoholism that killed him. Yeah, I hadn't. It's a whole thing. It's just been a rough night. I met him. He was one of like the first 5 people I became friends with when I moved to San Diego.
Oh.
So, like I knew him in high school for like the few months I was there. He actually is the one who like brought me to college because I didn't have a car. So like we took an acting class together back in 2001, like on 9/11, we were, both at school and like, talking about like whether or not we'd be drafted. I mean, just like those kind of memories, you know what I mean? And and then it's just, Anyway, there's a lot there with that, but anyway, so no, I overslept, and whoever was whoever's been giving money in my name, you know what? Have at it, Hoss.
Yeah, man. I'll take the super
take the
chat.
money. Yeah, take the money, Dave.
I ain't gonna turn down the super chat. I mean,
Yeah, so
just don't mod him though. That's all.
Don't mod him. Yeah, don't do that. We don't know who it is.
Exactly.
But I guess someone had faked the $3 theater account as well, and I don't know because RJ was like, he's like, I'm so confused right now.
Oh, was that not you either? That wasn't you either. Huh?
No, I fell asleep at 8:30. I was like, I'm gonna take an hour nap and then I'll do a stream, and then like I just woke up. So,
dude, we've all been there though.
They're just faking you, huh? They're just faking.
Yeah. Someone's been really active. They were doing that in someone else's stream the other day, I think. Like, and then because I mean, like I'm a controversial guy, I guess. And
no.
I don't know. So it's like, all right, I don't know. I can't stop it. I mean, just they hit me up directly, but I guess no one could because I was passed out.
Right. Right. Yeah, no, it's been an interesting day. For those of you guys who didn't see the stream earlier, my grandmother is in the hospital. They ended up admitting her to the hospital. So she's up there. My sister went up there with her, and like there was going to be a 15-hour wait to get her in the hospital.
Oh wow.
And but apparently the doctor pulled some strings, whatever. They took her back, and they're doing stuff. My sister couldn't go back with her, right? And so my sister ended up going home. And so my grandma's in the hospital tonight. And you all know, if anybody who's been around the channel, you all know, what my grandmother means to me. And, she's more like my mom. And so, so my thoughts and prayers are with her tonight. But apparently she's resting well. She had been throwing up for a few days, apparently. And and was kind of getting dehydrated, but they're getting her rehydrated, and she hasn't thrown up since yesterday now, so that's good. And but yeah, I guess they were concerned about her kidneys. They also tested her for COVID, but you know what's weird? My sister was telling me, and I didn't know this. Like, my sister got COVID earlier this year, and she said she never had any of the symptoms, like the other symptoms for COVID at all. Like, she just was like sick to her stomach for 3 days. Like,
yeah, I've heard some people some people have had like no symptoms. They've just been asymptomatic, but they still like had the antibodies.
Yeah, but like she said it wasn't that she didn't have any symptoms. She just said that like she was sick to her stomach, like almost like she had the stomach flu, and she tested positive for COVID. So I don't know if she got like a bug at the same time, and maybe she was asymptomatic. Like I don't know, but that's I guess why they were concerned about my grandma, because my grandma didn't have any of she didn't have shortness of breath, she didn't have any of those other symptoms. Got a hair in my eye. Any of those other symptoms. So so that's good. I'm glad for that. But yeah, so they're taking care of her, and hopefully as soon as I get the all clear that she doesn't have COVID, then I'm gonna kind of step in and try to help out with her. So.
Oh yeah, no, that's good, man. That's good. Like that was like last year, my grandfather passed, but it wasn't because of COVID. It was like a tumor had developed, but he was in a retirement facility.
Mm-hmm.
And he had been there for years. So it's like they were pretty good about everything. And, so like when I got the call, I was like, oh, like, please don't be COVID, because like, and then it wasn't. I mean, he was 88 and he had told me like years ago, he's like, I'm ready to go. He's like, I'm just kind of running out the clock. Like, so he was fine with things. I think at the end he'd made peace with it. But yeah, it's like you never know, like right now, like is it, because I have had friends who had passed from COVID who thought they couldn't get it. They thought that it was crap, and then they went to a party out of state, and like everyone there got it. Within like 3 days, he was gone.
Well, I've got an efficacy tale. My brother just had it, and I just got my second shot about a month ago, and I didn't have anything. So,
see that? Yeah, that's the thing. Is like, sometimes it happens. Like I'm pretty sure I have the antibodies for it.
Mm-hmm.
Because like oddly enough, over the last year and a half, I've developed a very acute asthma.
Mm-hmm.
And so like if I go up a flight of stairs, it feels like I went up, like I just ran a mile.
Oh,
and
wow.
but it's very, very brief. It lasts about maybe 10 seconds and then it's over. My doctor's like puts me on albuterol for it, like use it when needed, sort of thing. But it's like I quit smoking 15 years ago. I haven't smoked anything else in a couple years, so it's like, where the hell did this come from?
Yeah.
So it's, and then like there's some people have long lasting effects. So I'm like, I have no idea what's going on. All I know is the last 2 years just been wild for everything. So
yeah, right.
At this point, if like, just hold on to your butts.
Right.
Yeah, right.
You never know what's gonna
let's
happen next,
bitch about movies because it's better than bitching about death.
Right.
For sure.
For sure.
For sure.
It's kind of an odd, like melancholy night here at the lounge.
I know, right? But a positive thing, I subbed to Rhea, which is weird because I was already subbed to Rhea.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
YouTube did it to you again, huh?
Apparently YouTube didn't want me to be subbed to Rhea, but I am now. So I know I saw that who put her link in there? Somebody put her link in there. Bradley. Bradley put her link in there.
Good call, buddy.
So, yeah, so go support Rhea. Rhea supports the lounge and we support Rhea. So
I'm debating going down there and watching No Way Home with those guys. Down to
Vegas.
Yeah.
I think that would be kind of fun. It's not that far for me, and the flights are like only 150, 160 bucks.
Round trip, or
if I was working, round trip, dude, if I was working, I would actually do that.
Southwest, baby. I was like, all right.
Well, we're talking about like I wanna get back up and working and everything so that next summer we're talking about possibly doing like a Poindexter con out there in Vegas, out at Williams Place, because people can get a cheap flight to Vegas, and we can just all hang out and it, like even though you know, we'd be inspiring it or whatever, you know, like we got so many great friends that we stream with, you know, like having everybody be able to have a time and do something and do shows live, you know, but like have like a live audience. I just think that'd be sweet. That'd be fun.
Well, the other thing I could do is like talk my brother into going, because I'm pretty sure my brother wouldn't be adverse to going down to Vegas. We have a little bit of family down there and a couple other people that we would.
You know what's funny too, man? I've never been to Reno. I've never been
really.
To Reno. In all my times, like, you know, like being from Nevada and going out to Nevada and everything like that, I have never been to Reno.
Well, it's really a blink and you miss it. Sparks is honestly bigger. Like the surrounding area. Reno is just like the little downtown area.
Mm-hmm.
But even then, it's like you're on 80 and it's like you're through Reno in like 15 minutes. Not even that. Like, you know, five exits.
Isn't it like the biggest little city? Isn't that what its title is? Or
yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because the Wizard is how I know about Reno.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's literally like my only pop culture reference. I mean, there's Reno 911.
Kingpin. Where they're going to the Reno bowling tournament.
Okay, Kingpin. Yeah, I haven't watched Kingpin in a long time.
I love that movie.
I just, God, I remember when I saw that movie in theaters. We got there so late, like it was. We missed the whole opening of the movie when he loses his hand. So
Munson Roy E.
Yeah, we got there right when like Lynn Shay was like rolling up her stockings.
Oh no.
You know, and like we got there at that moment and everything else. I mean, man, Kingpin is such a funny movie. I went back and saw it again to see the opening of it and I was like, all right, you know.
Bill Murray was amazing.
Was that the Fairleys who did that?
Yeah.
Fairley Brothers.
What happened to them?
Right? They did Me, Myself, and Irene like disappeared. It was like
they did. I mean, yeah, they did. I think you know what it is. I think Stuck on You is what hurt them, because you know that one failed to kind of connect, and people look at it now as being
that
like
was
really
weird.
Yeah. Did they also do Shallow Hal? Was that them as well?
I think so.
Yeah.
Let me look that up. Yeah, I think.
Because they did, because I know they did like, I think one of them, Hall Pass. Well, no, they didn't do the sequel. Yeah, they did the sequel. I think they did the sequel. I never saw the sequel actually.
Oh, they did the second sequel, right?
Yeah. Not When Harry Met Lloyd. That was that was a movie. And I think because of When Harry Met Lloyd I just didn't want to go and watch the sequel.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah. Shallow Hal was the Fairley Brothers. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, like, I know they did Movie 43, and I know that gets a lot of crap.
I like Movie 43.
I liked it. Yeah, I liked it. Thank you. I
look, you know, like towards the end, it gets a little. I think the beginning part of that movie and through the middle of it, it has more energy. I feel like it kind of dies at the end, where like it doesn't feel like the ending was well planned. But I mean, as far as overall, I really like Movie 43. I think
I'll never forget Me, Myself, and Irene not Me, Myself, and Irene. What's the other one? Something About Mary. I watched that in the theaters with my mom.
Oh, that was one.
Very awkward.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I saw my mom. My mom took me to see Private Parts on opening day.
Oh no.
Good Lord.
Yeah. So I was 15. I was a freshman in school. I had fallen and hurt my back, and I had to go see a chiropractor. So I had the day off of school, and my other siblings were in school. So my mom was like, you know, takes me there, and then she's like, "Well, what do you want to do?" And I'm like, "Well, we could go see a movie. We haven't done that in a while." She's like, "Okay, what do you want to see?" And I'm like, "Oh, that Howard Stern movie just came out, the Private Parts." And she's like, "Oh, I've heard of Howard Stern." Yeah. I liked it.
Yeah.
You know,
look,
and my mom was very much like, "What did I take my 15-year-old son to?"
Jenna Jameson.
Yeah. You know,
I'll be honest with you, man. Like I remember being a teenager, man, and I just like it was so funny because the first time I ever saw Jenna Jameson was not in that movie. I ended up seeing that movie, but I saw Jenna Jameson on the Howard Stern show, the Jerry Springer show. I'll never forget. That's the first time that I remember that's the first time that I remember the Jerry, because you remember when Jerry Springer started off, he was like all serious and everything. He was trying to be like a real talk show, right? And then I remember seeing that episode and like that was the first time that I was really aware of adult movies being something that was like not just the seedy little, back room thing, but like more mainstream. That's the first time I really ever really remember thinking that. And they had her on, and it was hilarious because like Jerry Springer is sitting there like interviewing her, and then they bring out all these panelists and stuff. And at one point, he just looks at the whole panel and he goes, "So basically, the entire panel here has had sex with Jenna," and they're like, "Yes." And then like she was married to one dude at the time, like who was I guess the director of her latest movie or whatever. And I just remember like him talking. He's like, "So how does that work?" And just being,
Yeah, I mean that's a really interesting conversation to have. When I was in LA, one of my friends had a studio in like a little. I was right above the 10 in kind of like South LA, not like South Central. Like it was like just South LA, kind of a seedy area. But he was in this office building, and so we got to talking. I'm like, "So what else is here?" And he's like, "Oh, right above us is a porn studio." And he's like, "I know all the girls that work upstairs." Nice. And then one of them was a woman named Jocelyn Stone, who was apparently like she's like really big into some stuff involving the derriere.
Was hold on?
I think I recognize.
Is that who was with Tiger Woods?
No. This is like you're talking like MILF category is what Jocelyn Stone would be kind of known as.
Okay.
Yeah, but what was really interesting, I mean, to me, not to anyone else, but what was really interesting to me was about a year later when I was working for the LA Unified School District, they were sending me out to different schools. They literally sent me to a school that was like right across the street from this building.
Oh.
So I'm like looking outside and I see the office building and I'm just like, those kids have no idea what goes on like right there on the 13th floor. Like they have no idea what goes on.
What was the one girl's name? Let's see. Oh my gosh. Gray.
Sasha Grey.
Sasha Grey.
Are you talking about the girlfriend experience?
No. I remember when I was doing my radio show, I used to do a radio show called The Rock Show. And I remember once we had an episode we were talking about like things that should be acceptable, or like not that should be acceptable, but just like things that just like weird things that happen that people don't really think about, when it comes to kids, like suggestive marketing and stuff like that. And, like, would you let your kids be subjected to this or that? But like Sasha Grey was in the news because she went to a kindergarten. She went to like a school and like was like reading to the kids. And there was like this big, pushback on it. And then there was obviously people, who were like, "No, it's cool. It's cool." And I was just like, I don't know how I would feel about a porn star coming and like reading to my kindergartner. Like,
I mean, I think what you should be more impressed by is that a porn star can read.
This is true.
So, I mean, their scripts aren't the most in depth.
I know. But I mean, like, a lot of those people are like, supposedly, like they all fancy themselves, business people nowadays,
Well, no, the thing is though, I mean, like the interest, I'll tell you this though. I mean, not to go too far into the industry, but I do find the the concept of where they are now fascinating as a business sense, like because of how they've had to pivot and how when they pivot, what they do will send ripples through entertainment in general. Like that was there's a scene in Tropic Thunder. It's kind of a throwaway scene, but they're walking through the jungle or like this field, and Jay Baruchel is talking with Robert Downey Jr. and he starts talking about the difference between HD DVD and Blu-ray.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes like, if you go back to porn won the won VHS over Betamax.
Yes.
And then like, so he gives this little history of this format. And then Downey Jr. is like, "Oh, you've been talking to me this whole time?"
Right.
And I just love that bit because I'm like, no, I completely understand that conversation because I've had it. And so that's why I chose HD DVD back in the format wars, right? I'm all like, oh, well, I didn't know which one to get. I was, kind of wondering. And then all of a sudden it's like, I find out that, oh, there's, the adult entertainment industry is going this direction. Mm-hmm. They won the beta war. Or they went to VHS wars, so maybe this is going to be the way. And then little did I know that it was going to be Disney that won out in the end, because that's really what it was. It was at the time, the split was Paramount, Warner Brothers, Universal HD DVD, Sony, Disney, Lionsgate was all Blu-ray.
Mm-hmm.
And, Sony having the proprietary software within the PlayStation 3 definitely helped out. But then also what it was all the Disney animated movies going to Blu-ray. That was a big factor. And then the other guys who I think have better libraries, they couldn't keep up. So now I own V for Vendetta and DVD, Blu-ray, HD DVD, and now 4K.
Nah.
So it's like, it's very interesting when you look at the way format breaks down. But then now in the next couple of years, no one's going to be buying physical media, and they're really already not buying as much physical media, it feels like. Actually, no, it's not true. They are, but they're not buying it how you think. What do you think is the number one selling format
of
movies?
Of movies in general?
Yeah.
I mean, probably streaming of some kind, I would think.
Well, I mean, for purchases. Like people buying. You think like VOD? Uh-oh. We lost them, guys. So welcome to this special edition of Hollywood After Dark on the Poindexter Lounge. For the next little bit, we're going to be taking your questions. We're looking at the chat. Apparently, there are some people here. Oh, they're saying Rainbow the Gamer says 4K. That is incorrect. HBARTS is actually correct with DVD. DVD currently outsells Blu-ray by a large, significant margin. And this is here domestically in the United States. It is very fascinating to see the number breakdown on that and how popular it is. So, I mean, and it's so weird to think about it too, right? Because when you have the DVD, when you think about it, right? A lot of us, we're kind of techie. We're kind of people that love to keep up with the Joneses on this kind of stuff. I mean, on Friday, the IMAX versions of 13 of the MCU movies are going to come to Disney Plus. That doesn't mean much in regards to anything unless you have the television that can process the footage, or a sound system that's going to, amplify. It's going to, kind of exemplify the audio. But people are going to be able to have access to that. And they're also getting ready to release an IMAX television. Or I think they maybe already did release an IMAX television. But either way, IMAX is coming home, which is weird considering how IMAX is. All right. Sorry. I'm trying to think of
Oh, it's all good. Sorry.
I could keep it going. I've I can talk. It's
oh,
my
no,
gift,
it's
my curse.
Did you just bounce out or what happened?
He said, screw it. He said, you can have it. Gave me the show.
Nice.
He's going to bed. He's got work in the morning.
I hear it. I've had to do that all week, man. It's been rough. But
yeah,
we're there. Well, no, honestly, I'm happy though. I like opening. I've always been a morning person, so I like.
I hate mornings. I absolutely despise them. Like my kid. The only good thing is because my kid goes to preschool, I can go to the library and I can work on scripts and stuff. I knew today was going to be an off day because I dropped her off this morning. And I went to the library and nothing was coming to me to write about, because yesterday because I've been looking for these really obscure historical stories that I can talk about. And I found one from the late 1700s where some guy was going around London, stabbing women, right? Not just doing that, just lightly stabbing them. They weren't dying or nothing.
Yeah.
And they called this guy the London Monster. And it happened 50 times over 2 years, and it became this massive hysteria, like an epidemic hysteria. And it'd be such an interesting movie because they started just rounding. There was a $15,000 reward for this guy's capture, and 17. It was 50 pounds, but in 1790s money, it was $15,000.
Yeah, adjusted for inflation.
Yeah. One of the only times you can argue adjusted for inflation.
Yeah, right?
So people were just rounding everybody up, the cops. And the thing is, there were no cops. There were no actual police force in London at the time. It was just a group. It was just a group of kind of guys known as the Bow Street Runners. But you had armed vigilantes. You had guys wearing pins that said that they were not the No Monster Club. Literally, they would walk around with pins on their lapel, no, I'm a safe guy. I'm not trying to stab any woman and everything. It's such a weird story. It's like no one died, which is great, but it just created this massive hysteria in a city. And you would think like people would never be that panicky or stupid. Oh no.
No, Summer of Sam,
Oh yeah. I even found out yesterday that in the 1400s, it was relatively frequent that they would put animals on trial. I'm not making that up either.
Well, I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense if you like think about like Monty Python there and the Holy Grail, or the
kind of. I mean, one of the stories was like a 5-year-old boy fell into a pig pen, and like the mama pig killed the boy. I don't know the details of it.
Oh no!
But like so they took the pig farmer, the pig, her 5 sows, right? Her little baby pigs, or the sow in the piglets, and they put the pig on trial, and they found the pig guilty, and they fined the farmer, they killed the pig, and then they like allowed the babies to live because the babies would have no understanding of what they were doing.
Wow.
So they let those so they let the little murderous bastards stay alive, right? Never, because DNA is like not a thing, right?
Right.
Anyway, but no, they would frequently put animals on trial back. Like, this is the kind of if they were to make a movie about a pig going on trial in like the 1400s, I think it would be one of the weirdest movies ever made. But you could honestly argue that it was based on historical events. Wow. I love history. So much weird stuff happens.
Yeah, no, so do I. Like my kick has been like World War I history, because I think that's like really fascinating, where you get like the change from like monastic dynastic rule to a more like liberal democracy, and within like 20 years it all goes to shit.
Yeah,
it's like, and that's what's so crazy about it. Like, and not only that, but so many different revolutions of ideas and thought just during that time. I mean, yes, they were bloody and all that kind of stuff, but yeah, no, it's very fascinating. Part.
Yeah,
of
we don't. I think it's kind of like the World War I, like because it was like the Great War, and we had never really seen anything on that scale, and then you get the sequel. And the sequel just kind of feels at times like a DVD knockoff, right? Like a straight to DVD sequel. I mean, if you look at the overall aspect of the sequel, it's definitely bigger in terms of budget.
Oh, yeah,
but and again, once again, the Germans, they're back down, not the Kaiser anymore, but now it's Hitler, and Hitler's out there and he's into the occult stuff, and he's, got high. I mean, like the cast of players in World War II are like a rogues gallery of, like, I mean, just those guys in general. And I mean, I know we kind
Mussolini alone, it's like,
dude. Stalin, right?
It's Stalin. Like each one of the leaders, Churchill, like Roosevelt, they all have like their own like unique quirks about them. And I'm not trying to say this like I'm great Hitler, but no, like, dude.
No, there's just like the
fascinating,
the characters that came out of that were larger than life. I mean,
absolutely.
And the thing is, a lot of them are just like insanely terrible in general. But it's like it's such a weird way how that came about.
Yeah.
Anyway, enough of us talking about history in the lounge, I guess.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, he's frozen up again. He's frozen up again.
On the lounge.
Okay. Enosh, there's a private chat you can also post into to let us know what's going on. Okay.
Right, I don't know what that just was. Like everything just went down, and then no, we're good. I think we're good now. We're back in.
Okay. So it went down, and you were a hero.
I was a hero, but no, that was just like the weirdest thing, man. Like all of a sudden, like the internet just went out, and I was concerned that like the internet was going to be out, and so like I literally called up my my provider, and that was okay. And so I was like, what the heck's going on here? And then all of a sudden it just popped back in, and then I popped back in, and there was nobody here. I didn't see you guys at all. It was just me, and I was like, what's going on? And then you guys just popped up, and I was like, oh, okay.
Like, surprise,
we're here. Real quick, Rational Skeptic with a $2 super chat says Peter Farrelly did Green Book Best Picture film.
Oh. Did he? I never saw the Green Book.
I was not aware.
I didn't either.
I just heard it was a reverse driving Miss Daisy because that's what everyone said about it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, like Viggo Mortensen and Mahershala Ali two fantastic actors. But I guess like the story was like they were playing jazz music back, and I don't know. It's people got mad at it. You know how it is.
Yeah. And then real quick, H Barts with a $5 super chat. Thank you, H Barts. Says I had to explain to one of my friends why Blu-ray and 4K are better than DVD.
A lot of people don't understand that though, because they look at it like the concept of, you know, when you look at VHS, you know, it's very much you can tell, and then going, you know, and looking at something on DVD, the quality difference is insanely, you know, that is probably the biggest leap in regards to quality, you know. And also a lot of people don't have the televisions, or they've programmed the televisions properly enough to be able to play it. How many people out there don't even they go to the store, they buy a new TV, and they go home, and that TV's refresh rate is cranked to 120 hertz. Everything looks like it's like, you know, it's all hyper fast, and it's meant for sports. But you know, remember back if you go to Best Buy or Circuit City or whatever, and they'd have their TVs cranked up to the refresh rate, and they'd be playing movies, and it would look like the most terrible thing ever.
Yep.
That's what all that stuff was. Like, that's what, you know. And so even my cousin's a smart guy, and I go to his house, and he has like the 75-inch TV, and the refresh rate is cranked up, and I'm like, what are you doing? And he's like, what? It looks fine to me.
MCU spoilers. Please stop spamming, or I'm gonna block you. Okay? Thank you. That is all.
Wow. That's a very direct. I don't even know if it's true. I don't know.
I don't know if what that is, but they're continuing to spam the
There's been a lot of people, a lot of spammers. How many mods are here? Just start start muting people, guys, or getting rid of them.
Yeah. Well, I just noticed that it hasn't been, so I'm just like, yeah.
See, this is why, it might be a wise idea for a lot of YouTube to really kind of implement and like an ID system.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, a lot of people are going to end up, a lot of these companies are going to end up doing that down the road. But anyway, Fairley Brothers, right?
Yeah.
I wish they would come. I wish they would do another, because didn't they do Hall Pass as well?
Did they do?
I think they did Hall Pass.
I liked Hall Pass. I thought Hall Pass was.
It was all right.
Yeah, it wasn't horrible.
The concept was really funny.
Yeah.
And
it was Fairley Brothers. Yeah, it was Fairley.
Yeah, and they kind of like just dipped out, I guess.
Gosh, that was 2011, man.
Yeah,
it was 2011.
Well, let me ask you this: when was the last great comedy?
Did I freeze again?
No, you're there.
It had to have been more than 5-10 years ago. I can't remember the last great comedy.
I mean,
I can't believe the Hall Pass was 2011.
Yeah. Can you? Oh, that was a good one. Yeah.
Step Brothers was good. Yeah.
But even following Step Brothers, because that was 2008. 2009 was The Hangover.
Yeah.
And that was big. And Hangover 2 and Hangover 3. I mean, when
they killed that franchise though.
They did. Well, they were talking about Hangover 4 before they even released Hangover 2.
Lord. Yeah.
And I remember when Hangover 2 came out, I was in LA. I went to go see it at the Burbank 16, and they had it playing in, I think, 8 of the 16 theaters that night. Because it was packed. The whole place was. I mean, every theater was packed. Right. And the movie was very popular. And then number 3 came out 2 years after that, and that was still really popular too. But then I think after that, they've had like nothing is. I mean, 21 Jump Street movies. 2012, 2014, those are pretty good.
Yeah.
And then like
I really like the second one too. Yeah.
It was a lot more mature of a movie. I actually was Chris Lord was talking about like someone being all hazy the other day. So I sent him a GIF from the first 21 Jump Street where like they're high on the drug. And he was like, he laughed at it. So like, that's great. I see, but I mean, like, I just,
Will Ferrell movies, maybe. Like,
I mean, even Will Ferrell movies though, like those have kind of, I mean, you've got
Holmes and Watson was terrible,
and that came and went, and that just absolutely came and went, and it's like, and that had all the makings of a good, of a good movie, because it had Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly.
The mega powers, man.
Mega powers. I mean, coming off Talladega Nights and Step Brothers, obviously. Oh, yeah. And then I forget who wrote it. I want to say it was like Eaton Cohen wrote it, I think. And he did like, if I'm right, I think because he did like Tropic Thunder, and let's see, I want to look that up here, because there's
RJ, that you know what, man, you know what, that at this point, yeah, because you know what, it's literally just it's par for the course. It's literally par for the course, dude. Like the people who don't like Zack Snyder, they just don't like Zack Snyder. That's just it, man. So, the thing is that I will stand behind the fact that Eternals is probably one of the better MCU movies in quite a while. And, some people just can't appreciate good film. Like they can't appreciate a good thing. And a lot of people just want more mindless, numbing,
Well, because life sucks, dude. You gotta watch something to just kind of take your mind away
well,
from
dude,
it.
you okay? Look, listen, man. You can.
That's my
well, yeah.
argument for dumb films. Okay,
Well,
guys.
okay, there ain't nothing wrong with dumb films, Brian. There's nothing wrong with dumb films. Look, I love. Look, we were just talking about it, right? The Farrelly Brothers, right? I mean, it's like a bunch of dumb films, right? But they're hilarious, and I love those. And then you look at movies like Step Brothers, for example, right? That's a dumb movie, but I love that movie, and I love dumb film. But the problem is that, to me, you can tell superhero movies that are like that, and that's fine. But this idea that all superhero movies got to be like childish and kiddish and can't deal with like serious materials in a serious way, and look, Eternals is not even like this. I don't get where all of a sudden this came from. Like the Eternals is like somehow this dark, like just horribly serious movie. It's not. But it's not depressing, and it's not hollow. It has substance to it, and I like that. I like a movie that has substance to it too. I think that there's room for both. I mean, sometimes Brian, you want to go see
Middle ground.
Yeah, sometimes you want to go see Step Brothers, and then sometimes you want to go see like The Godfather, right? Sometimes you want to see a movie that has substance to it. And so and I think that somewhere in the middle can be where we meet on some of this stuff, and some superhero movies can be silly and have a lighter fare to it, and it makes sense for there to be jokes and whatnot. And then some of it, like if you're showing death and destruction and like whatever, you can't to me, you can't have the dual tone, right? Of like, this is like a world changing event, in that universe or whatever, where like people are dying and people are, things are happening, and then hey, but we're telling jokes at the same time.
Well,
too many jokes. And it depends upon the types of jokes.
I know these aren't necessarily the most popular movies of all time, but if you look at the original 6 Star Trek movies, I think they kind of straddled that line a little bit better. I mean, although they didn't grasp mainstream popularity, they literally had a movie that did not have a bad guy in it.
Yeah.
Unless you want to consider that bad guy humanity itself.
Yeah.
Which one?
Star Trek 4.
Yeah.
Oh,
the whales.
yeah. I mean,
there was no bad guy. It was just a probe that wanted to talk to the whales, and there was no whales there, so it was sucking up the oceans.
So okay. I mean, yeah, that's true. And that's, but then they took it all the way to the extreme on the other end for number 5, where it's like, hey guys, God.
Why does God need a spaceship? Yeah. So it's like, so like you have a bad guy in Wrath of Khan, you have a bad guy in this one, you don't have a bad guy. So it's like, I kind of look at it like that. So I mean, if you could straddle that line between having a villain and not having a villain, problem with Star Trek, aside from Khan and maybe General Chang, there really wasn't any. Well, no, Captain Kirk, whatever it is, Christopher Lloyd's captain in Star Trek 3 wasn't too bad, but other than that, like, even Star Trek 1 didn't have much of a villain. It was like V'ger.
It was its own villain.
The probe wanted to reach out and touch its creator, but it was us all along.
And see, I actually think the premise for the first Star Trek movie is great. Like that idea of, we sent this probe out into space and it came into contact with some kind of robotic civilization, and they sent it back, and it came back looking for its creator, and turns out the creator was us. I like that idea. Just the execution wasn't good.
Yeah, it just looked like a weird kaleidoscope.
It did, because it was that's what they had, and Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Hey, Cherie, we love you, Cherie. Thank you for being here tonight. Hope you have a good night's rest, and we'll see you later. H Bart's here with a $2 super chat. Says, I love Citizen Kane. New bad cover for 4K. Oh, really?
Nice.
That's cool. I just saw Citizen Kane for the first time last year.
That's honestly probably for the best to see it at an older age.
Mm-hmm.
I saw it in high school because I was in like a film class in high school, and movie was boring as all hell when you're a kid.
Mm-hmm.
It's everyone knows the Rosebud, and you're like, it's a fucking sled. But then it's but then what it really boils down to is when you get older and you look at it from the how Orson Welles told the story versus the techniques that shaped film, very much in the same way, the long lasting impact that stuff he did has on film, it becomes, an absolute masterpiece. But I'm sorry, Shawshank Redemption is a better movie. There you go. I'm saying that.
It was. He swam through a river.
Yeah. To come out a new man on the other side.
I love that damn movie. I cried. I'm sorry.
Watanabe.
No, because it's one of those movies that like you can apply to bad situations in your life, and you're just like, yeah, I could be like Andy Dufresne too.
What I don't get is this. I don't understand it. How come Frank Darabont has only done a handful of films since then?
Right?
And not even that. He did The Majestic, The Green Mile, and The Mist. That was it. That was it. Ever since even The Walking Dead, I think the last thing he directed was episode 4 of the first season of The Walking Dead.
Oh, wow.
I think it was him. Oh, no, sorry. The pilot episode of The Walking Dead was him.
Oh, that was a pretty good episode, though.
It was good. Yeah, it was good. And they'd actually, I don't know. Walking Dead's a whole other mess.
Right.
But, I just, I really wish Frank Darabont would have done more things, because I know people out there love Orson Welles, to go back to that. But Touch of Evil, not the best. Maybe I got to watch it again. But Charlton Heston as a Mexican, it's very interesting.
Charlton Heston in a lot of the roles that he played. The Real Ghostbusters cartoon made an episode about the Rosebud sled.
Oh.
Interesting. Let's see. Austin says Citizen Kane is good, but I don't think that it's that. I don't think it's.
You also don't like Far From Home, so I think your taste in films are a little sus.
I'll be honest with you though. Of the two Spider-Man movie we have so far, Far From Home is my least favorite of the two.
Oh no, Homecoming is absolutely better, but I think I love Far From Home from what it is.
It was good.
One of my friends is even like Far From Home sucks, and I'm like, no, that's blasphemy.
No, it's like the first post Endgame MCU movie. Like there was weight to it. I liked it.
Yeah. So McLeod, no, you know what? My problem with Star Trek the movie is not I'm not about that. It has to have like just space battles and stuff like that. No, dude, I love Trek. I love Trek, and some of the best Trek is just those human pieces. The problem with Trek 1 is that it literally just has these long, drawn out scenes where literally just people are looking at the view screen and there's the reflection of weird,
just
hyper
lights
going.
It tried to be Kubrick.
It tried to be this thing, and that's my problems with it. It's not the content of Star Trek 1, because I think that if you just get to the content of Star Trek 1,
the idea is fantastic.
Is fantastic. It's just you can only take sometimes so much, like for example, because it was the first Star Trek movie, right? So like when you see the ship, it's like, and it's like
15 minutes before they get on the damn ship. It's like
we get it. The ship is important. I love the ship. Don't get me wrong, man.
And the soundtrack is epic. Jerry Goldsmith knocks it out of the park. There's a reason why they use that for Star Trek: The Next Generation. So, yeah.
Yep. H Bart's
my nephew's playing Sonic.
Yeah, you good. H Bart's here with a $5 super chat. Thank you. H Bart says, if you want film opinions, come to me, a master of world cinema.
Okay. I mean,
with me on that.
H Barts definitely knows a lot of stuff. That is true.
He does. He does. And he's got a great movie collection.
Great suggestions too.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of good stuff out there. Yeah.
A lot of
what was it? What was I thinking about? Oh yeah, I don't recall. I know I've seen Star Trek: The Motion Picture, but it's been so long that I honestly can't tell you much about it, and I'm okay with that. Like I legitimately am like I just go con.
Yeah, right.
You know,
but I mean that first one. Like, look, you know what I noticed? Okay, so years ago, when the theater around the corner from where I live now, when it first opened up, 2 weeks before it opened, they had a Star Trek marathon, and that was when Generations was the last Star Trek movie, right?
Oh, okay.
So they did a 15-hour Star Trek marathon. And so me and my friend Shane, her and I, we were big Trek fans. So we were like, hey, yeah, heck yeah, we're going to that thing. And it was awesome. They showed one movie right after the other. They had a big event. We got a certificate. They said, that we passed, because we watched the whole thing. And so we kept joking like, okay, we just got to get past Star Trek 1. We just got to get past Star Trek 1. We just got to get past Star Trek 1. And honestly, I really enjoyed watching it on the big screen. There's so much that reintroduces people to Trek. You know what I mean? And sets up for part 2, because there's a lot of stuff that actually they set up in part 1 that actually gets delivered in part 2, as far as like from their from a perspective of the characters, and like how the characters are portrayed. And so that's great and all, but it just like I said, the only problem that I have with Star Trek 1 is just these long drawn out scenes.
It's plotting. It's kind of just
it seems like it wants to be more important about certain things. It's like showing you something, but it's like it takes too long to show you that. It's like, hey, look at the ship. Awesome. The ship reveal should be awesome, because like it was the first time you saw the Enterprise on the big screen, right? And so that should be a big deal. But it's like when you take that too far, and it's like at some point you're like,
it was trying too hard to be.
Now.
It was trying too hard to be 2001, and it ended up being 2010.
Yeah, and it wanted to be, you're right, it wanted to be that, but it also wanted to try to be Star Wars at the same time.
True.
And it just, I think it lost that first one lost its identity in not knowing what it wanted to be. But you're right. By the time it got to Khan was like,
well, that was a different producer altogether. That
balls to the wall. Like
Gene Roddenberry kind of got pushed aside for the basically for the rest of until Next Generation. That was about it.
I'm not saying that it's a good thing that Gene Roddenberry got pushed aside, but Khan is a great film, right? And I like 3 and 4. 4, I remember 4 used to get a lot of flack.
I love 4.
And I love 4. And I love the fact that nowadays I see 4 getting a lot of love from people.
Wait, when hasn't 4 gotten a lot of love from people?
I remember, dude. I remember when it came out. Like I remember growing up, everybody hated 4. Everybody acted like 4 was a horrible Star Trek movie. All my friends who were into Star Trek, they all hated 4 because it wasn't a Trek movie. It was just them. It was more personal. It was more them just going back. They didn't like the time travel thing where they come back to 1986, and they're in our world and stuff, and they're not really on a starship. They're, what I mean? People felt like it wasn't Trek enough because it was more it was the crew, but they weren't aboard the Enterprise. They weren't doing Federation stuff. They were,
it wasn't in the future. It wasn't.
Yeah. I mean,
okay, that makes sense.
Stuff.
Yeah.
And so, but the thing is over time, what I think is great about that is that people have discovered love for it, because people got that out of their mind that that Trek has to be those things, that Trek can be these interpersonal connections, and it's more about the crew than it is where they're at, their setting, because look at next generation. Some of the best Next Generation stuff, is just that interpersonal stuff, and so
they have ship in a bottle episodes where it's just, they don't even like leave the ship. It's just, Data's day, for example. It's just a day in the life of Data, and the hijinks that ensue.
See, that's where, and I'll catch crap for this. That's why I do think that the Next Generation is slightly more impactful than TOS.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
100%
Oh, yeah.
agree.
I mean,
100%
and it's
agree.
not
Heck yeah.
not because you know TOS is it's like it's good, but it's total 60s television.
It
Oh, yeah.
did
You know,
spawn off almost 2 decades worth of quality television.
yeah, you know, and then they go to TNG, and TNG's like, okay, you know, and then now we have the Orville, which is probably the best Star Trek.
Very,
I ain't gonna argue with that.
of
I
sorts.
won't argue with that because I love the Orville, and I'm so glad that it's coming back, and you know that they're finally gonna get it. Like I'm curious to see if it looks as good, being on Hulu. I hope that Hulu actually puts some money behind it, because that's the last season of Orville looked unbelievable that it was on television. I mean, it was so good. It looked cinematic, and so yeah.
They I think the budgets are going to be bigger for Hulu, and the episodes are going to be longer.
I'll take that. I'll take that all day long. I'll take that all day long.
I think that's happening.
Yeah, Mo Moon here with the $2 super chat says, Jarbo, I kidnapped Frank Darabont for ransom.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
There we go.
Mystery
hey,
solved.
Here's the guy right here. Here's the guy right here, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the program, William. What's up, William?
What's up, William?
Listen, I was eating my food. I had no intentions of coming on here.
Oh, we're talking Star
He's
Trek.
done with the lounge. He's done with the lounge.
That Orville was the best Star Trek. I almost choked to death.
Well, William, you've been so wrong recently. I'm surprised you are still alive.
It must suck to choke on the truth, huh?
If the Jarbo Rongometer was near me right now, I would be putting out a fire because it would be just setting the house. Did you seriously just say that?
I said it's the best Star Trek we have right now. I said it's the best Star Trek we have right now.
Well, Discovery season 4 is coming out.
Wow.
Next Thursday.
Yeah. Well,
Dude,
I mean,
dude, he's absolutely right. The Orville is some of the best Star Trek we've ever gotten.
No, it's not Star Trek. The Orville is Orville. The Orville is not Star Trek.
But dude, okay, listen. You want to get semantics? Yeah, you can get semantics.
No, it's not
obviously
semantics.
not. It's obviously not Star Trek. It's obviously not Star Trek, but it's obviously heavily influenced by Star Trek.
That's great.
And I'm surprised. I'm surprised to this day that Seth MacFarlane has been able to get away with it right out and out.
Yeah, but you know who is
Star Trek
on the show, right? Who is the guy behind the show? It's not Seth MacFarlane.
Yeah.
Brandon Braga.
Yeah.
So he coming over
and Michael Hewitt Wolf, right?
Yeah, and then coming over from Enterprise, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, an Enterprise is like I never watched Enterprise, but I've heard good things about. Like I heard it got
it's
going.
actually pretty good.
Yeah,
it's a
very
hit.
Yeah.
It was good till it got screwed up at the end.
Don't get me started about the finale.
No, actually not the finale. The last 3 years of it. That story you got at the last 3 years was not the story that they set out to tell. And it got corrupted because UPN was a weak network that, like today, you see fandom today. You guys, you're constantly going over Fandom Minutes and things like that. Just imagine back in 2001 to 2004, and UPN did not have the infrastructure to stand up against bad fandom. And Star Trek, be honest with you, and that's why I always warn people, look at what happened with Enterprise and all the way up until Star Trek was back on TV again in 2016, 2017. That's what bad fandom can do for a TV show. And bad fandom ruined Star Trek in the mid-2000s. And that story that you got with Enterprise, that was nowhere near what they meant to tell. They had a story out, and it got corrupted because people were whining, and they did not have the balls or the strength of network to stand up to them, and that's why you got what you got with Enterprise. It could have been the best show, but
I'm just saying, like, but as these shows go, as the show is gone, you got to admit the fact that the show is heavily influenced and taken.
That's fine. No, I won't dispute that. But it's not
what I'm saying though is if you look at, I'm not saying that it is Star Trek because it's obviously not Star Trek, but the idea is that if you look at a lot of the Star Trek stories or Star Trek-esque stories, in a lot of ways, the Orville has been more like Star Trek, and what people love about Star Trek as far as like the next generation and that iteration of it. I mean, it really captures the next generation.
I see it as a bad parody.
Dude, it's not a bad parody.
I don't understand. Okay, whoa.
I don't understand how you can
like
say
if you go and you look at season 1, like you look at season 1, and season
What
1
era
hasn't.
of Trek are you comparing this to?
Next Generation, man.
What?
Yeah, if anything, the
that
Next
show
Generation.
reminds you of Next Generation?
Absolutely. From the theme song, from the design of the ship, from the feel of the show.
I can also tell you why. Let's see here. 4 episodes directed by Brandon Braga. 2 episodes directed by Jonathan Frakes. 2 episodes directed by Robert Duncan McNeil. 1 episode directed by John Favreau. Oh, there you go.
Dude.
And then the writing room.
Wasn't the pilot directed by Favreau? Wasn't the pilot directed by Favreau? Yeah.
Dude,
that doesn't get as much love as it should, by the way.
William, it's literally made to be that way. And Seth MacFarlane is a huge Next Generation fan, and that's why it's like a love letter.
That's the best Star Trek that we have right now. That's making me want to vomit in my mouth right now.
No, dude, then I think you need to go. I think you need to go sit in front of a toilet.
Yeah, you need.
I think
you need to go.
I think you need some.
You need to go.
You need some vibe of Ipecac. All right, and you need to sit your boomer ass down.
It ain't the show, dude.
Hey, do some math. I ain't a boomer. Knock that crap off, by the way.
Dude, I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you, bro. I'm just telling you, bro. It ain't the show.
My dad's a boomer.
That's a you thing. If you can't appreciate.
No,
Orville,
listen. If you like Orville, enjoy Orville. But Orville's not Star Trek. All right.
But
Orville and Galaxy Quest are the best modern Trek that we've gotten. All right, like.
Now you're just trying to choke me to death.
I'm telling you right now. Look at the. Look at the long-lasting love, Galaxy Quest. 20 years, 21 years now, and that movie still holds up. I was watching it again the other day on Amazon, and that movie still slaps hard, and it espouses a lot of the same ideas and the feelings that TNG did, because TNG defined. If you're not a boomer, then William,
Generation X. Do you need a chart?
Nah, dude.
Here's the thing, William. Here's the thing, William. If you're Generation X like me, stop acting like a boomer, because you're trying to gatekeep. You're trying to gatekeep.
Only Star Trek is Star Trek. All right. Only Star Trek is Star Trek. Period.
That's true. But again, you're on semantics. We're saying that the spirit of Star Trek is absolutely.
No, I don't even agree with that. Why? How? What? No.
Yes, it is, dude. You can't deny it. Like,
yes,
even
I
the creator, but you can't, because even the creators of the show say that, dude, that's what they were going for. And it literally has one of the guys who led Star Trek. And we just told you it's been directed by several people involved with Star Trek. There's literally been people who were on Star Trek: The Next Generation who have been a part of the show. Like, he loves Star Trek. It was his love letter to Star Trek.
And that's great.
And the entire first season has dealt with social issues.
Yeah, dude. Come on, man.
Like, just like Star Trek did. Star Trek dealt with social issues.
Star Trek always deals with social issues. So why how is that better than anything?
Nah, but this is like stuff that's impacting society today.
Yes.
Very similar to what happened with the original and everything else. The concept of it, using it as an allegory.
And the other thing is you know what? They do it really, really well on the Orville, where one of the things that I really love about the Orville is even though Seth MacFarlane's, politics are one way, I love the fact that, like, when they bring something up, they allow for the audience to make up its own mind about something. I mean, like when they did the whole episode about what's his name and
Boris,
and how they're basically all males, right? And then they have kids, and how those kids are dispersed and whatnot. I loved it because it was left with we were not told what to think about that circumstance. They literally left it for the audience to all make up their own decisions, and they pointed out the fact that both sides of that argument had valid arguments. So.
I'll settle this discussion once and for all. It's the Tenacious D of Star Trek. I'm done. Thank you. Have a good night.
And as we've learned, Tenacious D is greatest of all time. So I'm looking at William right now, and he's got his polo on, and he's looking at the kind of guy. Like, I just feel like he needs a throw.
Whoa, he's shaved. Whoa, hold on. Well, now he looks even more like Louis Gossett Jr. What the heck is going on here?
Add on about 70 years and an Oscar, I'll take it.
Okay, I gotta get to a couple of these. Todd Fair here with a $20 super chat. Thank you, Todd. Appreciate you, man. Says, hey Enosh, I saw on one of your earlier streams you said your grandma's not feeling well. I just wanted to say I hope your grandmother feels better. Thank you, man. Yeah, she's in the hospital tonight. We're hoping that they get her all taken care of and stuff. They're running some tests on her and trying to figure out what's going on. So Todd, I greatly appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. And then also let's see. Once again, I'm gonna get through here. Rational Skeptic with a $2 super chat says Galaxy Quest is best Star Trek. Look, I like Galaxy Quest. But honestly, the Orville, watching the Orville, Austin here says it's his favorite Trek. One of the things that I loved so much about the Orville was it, to me, it gave me something to watch again that felt like the Star Trek that I loved in the Next Generation. Because I'll be honest with you, like I couldn't get into a lot of the other stuff. Like I couldn't get into Deep Space Nine. I really tried to get into Deep Space Nine, but to me, it was just like it didn't go anywhere.
Show, I get you.
Maybe, but
Bab 5 was better. Bab 5 was better.
They didn't go anywhere. I tried to watch Voyager, and I liked Voyager.
The best 1 to 7 show, by the way.
I liked Voyager for quite a while, and then it just kind of like got it got better. It got better as the seasons went on. To me, it didn't. It lost me. Listen, dude, you can say whatever you want to, but I was a lot younger back then too, and like I'm sorry, but it just did not keep my. I liked the concepts, but I went literally from watching Next Generation, where Next Generation had a lot of action. There was like a lot of great storytelling that happened. And then all of a sudden everything got slowed way down and we got Deep Space Nine. And anybody will tell you, like, and the people that I know who love Deep Space Nine, they will talk about that. Like it's the last seasons.
No, the 3rd season is when that show takes off.
Okay.
Yeah,
well, that's what I'm saying.
When the war, that's when the Dominions kicks in.
But here's the thing. As a Star Trek fan and as a young person, I went from watching Next Generation, which was like boom, 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 to whatever those first 2 seasons were of
the first 2 seasons of Next Gen were awful.
Well, I agree with that too, but again, it went from full throttle to nothing, and then I tried again with with the show with Voyager, and like I said, I liked the concept of Voyager. I was in there watching it, but like Star Trek suffers from the problem is that anytime they have a ship, it just starts to get formulaic, right? Yeah. There's only so much you can do with that, where you can tell stories, but the problem is it always ends up falling back somewhat on, hey, we go someplace, we do something, and then we leave.
See, with Voyager had the best storytelling apparatus of any of the shows. It wasn't just about the ship; it was about the character development and There's one episode where the Doctor had to evolve because she kept erasing his memory.
Yeah,
because he saved Kim over some unnamed incident, and he couldn't deal with the guilt. So she kept erasing his memory, and 5 and 7 and 9 said, "How is he supposed to evolve into what he needs to be if you keep taking away the cycle and the process of him?" In Tuvix, where she had to separate Tuvix, there was a lot of episodes like that. That wasn't just about the ship, and to me, that's Star Trek. But like I said, I just responded to the Orville thing because personally, I think Orville's trash. If you love it, you love it. You're not trash for liking it. I think Orville is pure garbage. But here's the thing: when it comes to Star Trek, I'm not gonna make the same mistake. I mean, I don't consider it Star Trek, but I'm not gonna be the kind of person that cost us Star Trek from 2004 to 2016 because that's Star Trek. Those guys had that same thing. But if you love Orville, fine. My gut response to it being compared to Star Trek is like projectile vomit. So,
well,
I mean, William, everyone's entitled to bad takes. So
yeah, exactly.
And the one that drew me into the
well, enough people love the Orville. So Todd Fair,
there's nothing wrong with loving the Orville. It's just like I said, it's like somebody sticking one of those pressures down my throat when I hear it lined up against Star Trek.
I just think you need to work on your gag reflex. Todd Fair here with a $5 super chat says, "Rest in peace, Dean Stockwell." Absolutely. Yeah. The world that look, for a lot of people, they may not even know who Dean Stockwell is. For me, Dean was part of the show Quantum Leap. Along with
He was in a lot of stuff. I just took that
He
as a
wasn't. He
fan.
wasn't a lot. He wasn't a lot of stuff. But so I mean, speaking of Enterprise, you had Captain Archer there. With what's his name?
Scott Bakula.
Scott Bakula, yeah. And so Dean was on that show, and that show was a part of my childhood and something that I was actually looking forward to. They were talking about that they were just now pitching something else, and it's kind of a shame that now we who knows if we'll be able to see some of that. McLeod here, what's up? McLeod says, Poindexter Lounge and $3 Theater. It's amazing how TNG has transcended time in terms of all of the social commentary it tackled back then that we are still dealing with today. Yeah, Next Generation was just, gosh, man, it was so good. It was so good.
Did Deep Space Nine, dude. Past tense, the two-parter in the second season of Deep Space Nine, where they go back to the 2020 or the 2000s. Like they go back to just now from now, and they talk about like sanctuary districts where people, like homeless people, are living in separate camps out of sight from the main city, but like kept in by walls, like ghettos and stuff. And like they have riots and stuff in the middle of it. And it's like you can see a lot of parallels as to what's happening today with a lot of the homeless camps that they have in Los Angeles, San Francisco, a lot of major cities around the world. So it's like, and imagine a bunch of people lose their jobs and all you have are, elites and whatnot. So
yeah. H Bart's here with a $2 super chat, says William versus Matt, Dawn of Shazam shirt.
I think we've proven that it wasn't even a fight. I just flat out won.
What's he talking about?
How oftentimes when we spar, I come out on top.
Oh, please. Yeah, okay.
I mean,
that dude Vince says, I watch Orville and I don't hate New Trek, but I don't hate New Trek. Orville is great if you want to relive that style, I guess, but I'm glad Trek moved on into the modern era.
Prodigy's not too bad.
I haven't seen Prodigy yet.
I haven't touched Prodigy yet. I've heard good things about it, but I haven't had the chance. I'm backlogged. I gave Lower Decks a chance, and Lower Deck turned me off. But my feeling on Lower Deck is let people love it. It's their doorway to the it just didn't connect with me. I can't wait for Picard season 2 to come out because that's John Delancey doing his thing again and Guinan. I mean, I just
Discovery season 4 is next Thursday.
Yes.
Can't wait.
I haven't watched any of Discovery yet.
Dude, the new uniforms on point.
The Anson Mounts his captain for Strange New World, that the episode, I'm not going to spoil it for anybody, but the episode where he sort of sees his life, if you know which one I'm talking about, that was an awesome episode where Pike sees the things that could happen to him and the steps he takes. Anyway, I thought that earned him his show right there and then. And then you get number 1. I'm looking forward to that show.
Oh, absolutely. And not only that, but the Kastner's Chapel and Uhura.
Yeah, and they got a couple other ones too. And
it's
they got good great people. So I can't wait for Strange New Worlds.
H Bart's here with another $5 super chat. Thank you, H Bart. Says, William got the boomer gauntlet about to snap you off his lawn.
I am inevitable.
No, he's like, I am the get off my lawn.
Snap.
That reminds me of, there was a guy who lived at the corner across from where I lived, and people, he had like this little, because he was at the corner, the sidewalks came like this, but kids would walk like right through his front yard, and it was only like a little spot there, but he put a chain with a pole out to the very corner of the yard, right out to the sidewalk, and it went all the way back up to his porch. It was just this chain, so you had to jump over it, and then he greased it. Like he put like nasty like oil grease on it or whatever. So like you try to go over it, you get it, but like any kid that like stepped over it and like touched it, whatever, would get grease all over his pants. Like talk about ultimate boomer stuff, man. Jeez.
No, that's just evil. That's just being an asshole. that's just not a generational thing. That's just cause somebody to get injured, like the people who put cement in their granted, if you're a jerk and you swing bats at people's mailboxes from cars, you're an asshole to begin with. But the people who put the concrete stuff in there, so when you hit it, both sides are going to injure somebody. But that kind of stuff is kind of juvenile.
Rational Skeptic here with a $2 super chat. Thank you, Rational. It says, Enosh, do you consider the Star Trek novels canon? No.
They don't.
I don't think anybody really
No.
considers them canon. I mean, there's a lot of great Trek novels, just like there's a lot of really good Star Wars novels, right? But
True.
you know,
Canon
canon
novels.
Yeah, canon is, you know, something that's reserved for
films and TV shows. This is basically what Star Trek is.
Unless they
as far
adapt
as
it. Unless they
canon.
adapt it, then you got it. But otherwise, then no writer or director ever wants to get boxed in by a book that he has nothing to do with. Right?
Yeah, no, and that's a great point. Hey, Benson's, what's up?
I get that,
It says,
Benson's.
Robot Picard is not my cup of tea. Orville and Galaxy Quest are superb.
They're gonna
Right there with
address
you.
that.
Hope
That
your
Robot
grandma
Picard
gets
thing
better
is coming.
The golem at the end.
Yeah, I think that's what Q's there for.
Yeah,
That's
no,
what- that's
I
what-
hope it's more like
that's
with the heart and the.
Yeah, I think he's gonna be like.
I got like 2 episodes into Picard before I dipped out. I meant to go back and watch it. I just never did.
The first 2
There was a
episodes,
couple-
I wasn't a fan of it because it took a little bit. The pace of it doesn't pick up to like really third episode, and then you start finding out the backstory of all this. You start seeing his flashbacks, and then all the other characters are finally there. Those first 2 episodes are kind of like,
once they get off of Earth, it's not that bad.
Okay.
Yeah,
you know, I'll be honest with you. I'll be honest with you guys. I was trying to cover it for the channel, and I was getting just nothing but crap coming in from the Fandom Menace, because that's like the way and it just kind of turned me off to it. I was like, I just
on it hard.
yeah. Well, now I mean, they also crap on everything, so it is what it is. But I mean, did you guys see I pissed off the owner of Bounding into Comics today?
No.
Yeah,
I messaged them too. Yeah, but yeah, that was great, dude.
Oh, you messaged what, John Trent?
I messaged Bounding into Comics too about the same thing. Yep.
Oh yeah, they posted a Doomcock video as a rumor, and I'm just like, this is your daily reminder that Bounding into Comics is not a real website, and that triggered it. All I said is not a real website, and that triggered him so much. Every once in a while, I call out that he's a shoddy journalist, and he gets real defensive over it, and it's just so funny.
Did he block you?
No, he kept trying to spar with me, and like he tried bringing up what happened 3 years ago. He's like, liars always double down on their lies, and I'm like, all I did is criticize the fact that you don't report on real news. Sorry, like if you're reporting this rumor, I'm like, how many times has Kathleen Kennedy been fired now? You know, like it's just, come on, man. After a time, you got to realize all you're doing is pushing culture war nonsense.
What's with the obsession of wanting her fired? By the way, I mean, what?
The best way I can describe it, and I'm sure Enosh maybe will agree, is they know she's not going to get fired. What it is they need to have a rallying point to direct their anger to. And it's not even real anger. It's manufactured outrage that they're able to then kind of lightning rod it at a specific person who, in their mind, takes all the blame, but never any of the good stuff. So they turned her literally into the other, and they're doing it now with Kevin Feige. They're trying to lionize Bob Chapek for some reason, a guy who was legitimately hated across many departments and fans, and they're trying to lionize
department that he ran.
Oh yeah, no,
incredible.
Well, that guy Cameron Pasha, like he'll refer to Bob Chapek as Machiavellian. You know, like, oh, he's Machiavellian, it's 4D chess, you know, but then like you can go and find an interview he did with Geeks and Gamers, the first interview he did, where he's talking about that, and he'll be like, Machiavellian is a bad thing. But now all of a sudden Machiavellian is a good thing, and they all want to work with Bob Chapek. And it's like, because Bob Chapek is taking the war to Kevin Feige, and they want to get rid of him, but they never explain why or how. And then they go through, like, there's this recently that you know, the whole Iger Chapek fight that happened over Riri Williams.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, but the way Cameron explains it on Midnight's Edge, it comes across like it's an actual insider story,
right?
The way he presents it, but then he'll go like, well, this is what Doomcock has said. And then he'll say, well, this is also what I believe happened.
Yep.
And it's just like, yeah, I know you guys covered it. I covered it too, but it's all, that's all they've got is like, they've moved on from Kathy Kennedy. And even that was the thing, Doomcock today saying as of October 30th, we don't know if she still has a job or not.
Yeah, that's what I just pulled up here.
Wow.
So I just pulled up here.
Yeah.
He said here, okay, so, but you know who that was in response to? There was a response to Johnny Pop. So Johnny actually got him to answer because this was his original post today about he says multiple sources all say Kennedy projects have been or that all Kennedy projects have been delayed or canceled. Rogue Squadron was only the tip of the iceberg. Rumor has it everything is gone. And of course they put it, all canceled. Everything is gone, including Rian Johnson's Star Wars trilogy and the High Republic is erased from canon.
Not even
Bull. It ain't erased from canon. But okay. So Johnny, I love Johnny. He says she is the president of Lucasfilm. All of the projects fall under her management. By your logic, then they should be shutting down production on The Mandalorian season 3, etc. Since she's an executive producer, right? And then he answered Johnny. And said, actually, as of October 30th, as far as we know, she is no longer president of Lucasfilm. Her previous contract expired. If there is an extension, we don't know what the terms of that contract are, but we do know from sources that John and Dave are not impacted at all if the rumors are true. And then Matt Jarbo came in and said, dude, are you effing serious? Did you glean this from remote viewing into her office using tarot cards or other forms of the arcane arts? And then Johnny said here, well, is this false?
Professor Trelawney on the case.
Did Pasha give you bad info? And then I wrote, hey, Mr. Cock, I'd love the opportunity. Yeah, I'd love to interview and get your professional thoughts and opinions regarding the future of Lucasfilm and the ongoing slow, repeated demise of Kennedy. So then it just kind of
and then everyone just starts chiming in, calling him a liar,
right? So you gotta love that. But then
you know what you should have responded with, or what we should have responded with, is that Jeremy clip.
Oh,
son of a bitch!
Yes,
hindsight, damn it.
Yes. But then so I saw your thing to bounding into comics.
Yeah.
So I just put at bounding into comics. You proved that you are not a professional news outlet. Doomcock rumors, really sad, but at least we know that we can't take you seriously about anything going forward. You should be ashamed and embarrassed. So there you go.
Yeah, that's good. I showed that to Mikey Sutton because Mikey messaged me today and he's like, I hate people that report on Doomcock rumors, and because it's like because he knows people that he's friends with apparently that still think that Doomcock is telling the truth, and it's like, and then I showed him the stuff that I sent to Bounding in Comics, and he goes, man, no one gets under their skin like you do. Like, it's true. They hate me, and I'm okay with that. Like, I love to poke at them. It's
H Barts here, the $5 super chat. Thank you, H Barts. Says, I love The Last Jedi, but it created the fandom menace. You know what? People's own ignorance and arrogance created the fandom menace.
Well, it was like a chicken soup of movies. I think it was a little 2016 Ghostbusters, a little Star Trek Discovery, a little,
people.
Oh yeah, that came out the same fall. Yeah.
People's inability to be told stories and to just jump on things and to use the internet for all the wrong reasons is what created the fandom menace.
Well, I'll say this. As much as I dislike a lot of the people in the fandom menace, I do think that that in general, like how I think a lot of what it boils down to is the media, to be honest with you, because they take what the media says and they think what the media says is a direct reflection of what the studios are doing or what these creatives are doing. I mean, and that's not the case at all. But I do think that as a result of the backlash to The Last Jedi, we got The Mandalorian. And I think that, and again, if you look at, like, let's say even like the backlash to Star Trek Discovery, we got the Orville, and it's just better content.
The backlash to Discovery, though, we got 3 other Star Trek shows out of Discovery's success. So.
Yeah, but who talks about those? Like, really? I mean, like, come on.
Well, and Laser Luke brings up here says, does Jeremy from Geeks and Gamer believe Doomcock? Well, let's ask him.
If you believe Doomcock's rumors, that's great. I don't.
Love that clip.
Oh, me too.
Love that clip. Oh my gosh.
There wasn't YouTube back in the early 80s, or we might not have a as Next Generation in the form we have it. Because I remember from 88 to like 92, Berman, Braga, people hated those guys. They hated those guys for taking that show in a different direction. And it wasn't until Best of Both Worlds is where things started to click. And that was when, because Star Trek The Next Generation wasn't always a loved show. That's what's hilarious to hear some days. People,
Oh, yeah.
Star Trek was a hated show. It got canceled. When I was in LA, it got canceled. And the only reason people didn't realize it got canceled is because back then the syndication and the networks were in one. So it just got moved from one channel to another. But it got canceled from its first run network and put on syndication.
It was always in syndication, man.
Where we were at, Fox had it. It was on the network.
Okay.
Well, no, it was on a network channel, but it was on during syndication hours.
Yeah, and it got pushed off of his network and then solely because it was on KCOP. For all those of you in California,
I just know where we were. It was always in
no.
syndication.
It was the first run syndication show ever. Like,
yeah,
you got to watch Chaos on the Bridge,
and then it got moved. And then I was
wait,
like,
I'm sorry. Can you guys elaborate on that? Because I've honestly not heard that.
Where I'm from, in LA, when it first started, it was on a first run network, right? And after 2 years, we were told, and then TV got told it got canceled, and then it got picked up again the very next season on KCOP, which was Channel 13.
That's not the story they tell on the documentary that William Shatner made. It's called Chaos on the Bridge. Have you seen that? It's on YouTube.
What was their terminology? Because I cried. I didn't.
No. The executive producer of the show came on and said that it was they tried to pitch it to the network, but the network didn't want anything to do with it. Or what they wanted to do was reduce the show. Like, they wanted 20 episodes, but the network only wanted to put 12, and that was Fox. But they said no, to hell with Fox, and they chose the option for first run syndication, which means they could give it to any channel that wanted to buy the show.
See, now that's different because, like I said, when we were told, because like I said, it was literally a channel time, day of the week switch and everything, because it was on. It got moved to Sunday night, and that's where it really took off in LA. Is it got moved to Sundays.
And where I'm at, it was always in syndication. It was on in the evenings because it was on a channel that didn't have an affiliate. Like later on, years after that, it became Fox. But that was when Fox was like on like one night a week.
Yeah,
like Fox like 1 or 2 nights a week, whatever.
And then Married with Children came out.
Right, exactly, right. And so the thing is like that was channel 66 here in this area. That was it was a UHF channel even, right? But it was that was the only way that you could watch it, was because it was on there. Now it was on, I think gosh, I want to say maybe it was on Tuesday nights when it first started.
It started off on Tuesday nights, and then when it switched to a different network, it went on Sunday afternoon. So we got it Sunday afternoon or Sunday night.
Yes, we never had it. But changed afternoon. It was always in the evening, because it was always a syndicated show that
it was on before. For me, it was on Fox 40, which is a Fox affiliate in Sacramento, and it was on at like 5 o'clock, and from the 5 to 6 hour, they would have Star Trek, and then it would be like Home Improvement, freaking Seinfeld, whatever.
Maybe because I was in a different market. I was in a market.
And then at 8 o'clock in the West Coast, they would have late local television, or you know what I mean? So it's like watching.
See, ours, we would have that where like we had like the different syndicated shows, Home Improvement, all that's that kind of stuff. But then at like 8 o'clock, was Star Trek.
Yeah.
Star Trek.
Oh, I remember watching Best of Both
because it was right in prime time. It was always in prime time. Like it never until
it was on at like 5 o'clock on a Sunday. I was like,
until it went into reruns, later on, and then you'd get like, they'd show it like, it's at 5 and 7 o'clock, and so it was what it was. But like, we always got it. We always got it
covered it,
but it was not. We never saw anything that it was canceled.
Yeah, quick KCOK.
It was always consistently right at the same,
because when it left here, and we're in California, we didn't know if we were getting another season, because we didn't have all this that we have now. We really didn't know we were getting another season until we saw it. The
Miracle Man's right here. It was Saturday evenings. Because I
was
remember
in LA. It was never on Saturday for us.
Yeah, because
wow,
season
that's
7,
so drastically
season
different
7.
from market to market.
Well, actually, not season 7. I remember watching the Locutus
That's
episodes.
Best of Both Worlds.
Yeah, Best of Both Worlds. I remember watching that on Saturday night.
See, I watched them on Sunday. So wow.
Yep.
Wow.
I guess it just really depends on where you were watching it at, because I think we had it on Sundays in Oregon, because a lot of us would watch it and then go to school and talk about it the next day.
Yeah, let's talk about it on Monday. That's what we did.
I put the link to the documentary on, and it's on YouTube. I
take
put
a look
the
at
link
that,
in the
we
chat.
were always fed that it was.
It's fascinating. I love it. It's great.
But the fight that I had, I mean, like I said, to hear it now, 30 some odd years later, how much love, and I'm happy for it. But it was not a love show.
Oh no, they actually read hate mail for that show.
Yeah, remember they protested out in front of. Remember the news where they protested out in front of.
Not Mike Kirk
for even making it.
Yeah.
And now we're like, here we are. Now it's people consider it some of the greatest Trek ever, but that was not the case. We had to fight for that damn show in the early years, and it was the only Star Trek really, other than because I wasn't around in the original series. It was the only Star Trek besides Enterprise that you really had to put up that kind of fight for, because every other show ran its 7-year course, and then we ran into Enterprise, and by that time the fan base was just literally
just burnt.
Its own poison. They literally drank their own toxin.
Yep. Moving along. Here's something that I came across this week. Were you guys aware that John Lithgow had turned down being the Joker?
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. I did not realize that. So I came across this week, and I thought this was very, very interesting. How John Lithgow sabotaged his place in Batman history. John Lithgow almost landed a role in an early Batman movie, but he made a decision that he would regret. Tim Burton's Batman became a phenomenon when it swooped down in the summer of 1989, changing the rules of what a comic book movie could be and launching the Caped Crusader to new heights in popularity. But it's easy to forget that it didn't look like a sure thing at all when it was first announced. Burton, a former animator, had scored an unexpected hit with 1988's Beetlejuice, but Warner Brothers' trust in him to jumpstart one of their most popular heroes looked like a long shot right up until the moment it wasn't. That skepticism informed a number of aspects of the production, including the casting. While Jack Nicholson famously landed the role of the Joker, Burton approached another respected actor for the role, John Lithgow, who talked the young director out of casting him. In the process, created one of the greatest regrets of his tremendous career. Says Lithgow was a strong choice for the role. His versatility and range extended to villains quite readily, and he had already made a mark as an unhinged killer in Brian De Palma's Blowout. He played manic characters as well in the likes of Buckaroo Banzai and Twilight Zone, the movie. With that in his repertoire, he could have portrayed the passive sociopathy of gangster Jack Napier, as well as his off-the-wall rebirth as the Joker. There was only one problem. Lithgow didn't want the role. As he explained in an interview with Conan O'Brien, he was starring on Broadway in M. Butterfly at the time, and the demanding schedule left him exhausted. Furthermore, like a number of people at the time, he thought the film would be a colossal bomb. The director, still early in his career and relatively untested, looked like a big risk. Beetlejuice's success had come as a surprise, and that film's bizarre nature felt more like a one-hit wonder than the beginning of a long career. Lithgow, on the other hand, had been earning sustained, glowing praise, and given Batman's far from assured future, it looked like a safe bet to turn it down. Can you imagine if we got John Lithgow as the Joker and Bill Murray as Batman, like they talked about?
In some alternate universe.
Right?
Yeah.
That's the one where Nicolas Cage would have been Superman?
Right. Instead, Burton went to Nicholson, who was the studio's long-standing choice for the role. According to the actor's biography, Mark Elliott, he grew up as a Batman fan and saw the role as a chance to connect with his childhood. Nicholson also famously agreed to reduce salary in exchange for a percentage of the film's total take. Of course, Batman turned into the biggest hit of 1989, and Nicholson's performance was praised as a key part of the movie's success. The phenomenon created by the film resulted in 3 sequels, as well as offshoots like Batman the Animated Series, which was directly influenced by Burton's films. Nicholson also set a very high bar for the Clown Prince of Crime, driving the likes of Mark Hamill, Heath Ledger, and Joaquin Phoenix to career heights in an effort to match it. By the time the franchise stalled in 1997, numerous other superhero projects were in development, and they would lead to the X-Men and Spider-Man franchises, Christopher Nolan's well-guarded Batman reboots, and ultimately both the Marvel Cinematic Universe and DC Extended Universe. All of this might have been part of Lithgow's legacy had the actor not sabotaged his chances. Luckily for the actor, he can remain proud of his body of work even without Batman. It was impossible to know where the film was going at the time, and clearly Lithgow wasn't alone in his assessment. Burton's Batman was never perfect, and even at the height of its popularity, it suffered criticisms, but to let a fish that big off the line would leave anyone with regrets.
Man, he did Third Rock from the Sun.
He did.
Here's the thing. It didn't listen. Jack Nicholson was Jack Nicholson before and after the Joker. I mean, he even won another Oscar after this for as good as it gets. John Lithgow. I mean, did it make or break either man's career? To be honest with you, I mean, John Lithgow is one of the great actors of anybody's generation, and Jack Nicholson already was before he even put on that makeup. So it's like, I mean, I could see if it was like the guy from the Beatles, or the guy that got, kicked out of the band or something like that, and he went on, to be a bartender or something else. But this is John Lithgow. He went on to have everything he's done has pretty much been a success. Even his season of Dexter is arguably the best season of Dexter that's been out there. Yeah, and this was
well, it all went to hell after that.
Yes, it did.
True.
Thanks, Scott Buck.
Season 5 was dreadful, and it never recovered.
I'll say this
well,
for me.
It was okay. A few were on. 5 was bad, but 6 and 7 weren't terrible. I'll stand by that.
I will say this for me, as far as Lithgow goes, and as far as Jack Nicholson goes, I do think that one of the things, there's a lot of us who could look back and go, well, yeah, we know Jack Nicholson from a lot of different things, and Lithgow obviously went on to do other things, but I think for a lot of kids my age, because I was 12 getting ready to turn 13 at the time, that was the first time that I really noticed Jack Nicholson.
See, I'm your age, and I knew him from Terms of Endearment, but I guess I'm rare. Because I got forced to see that movie. And one
5-year-old William over here watching Terms of Endearment.
We're not that far apart in age, but
I know. I'm just saying. And that's fine. But a lot of kids first took notice. They may have even seen him or knew who Jack Nicholson was, but as far as like taking real notice Jack Nicholson for the future, and like other projects Jack Nicholson did, so I mean, like when you look at it that way, who knows what Lithgow would have gone on to do, had he actually been the Joker. It's just an interesting thing to
it is.
I'll say though, I feel the right call was made.
Yeah.
It's like Will Smith has said that one of his greatest regrets is not doing The Matrix.
Yeah.
But that's okay because I feel like Keanu, for what they were going for, knocked it out of the park, and Will Smith is iconic in his own way. But actually, I do gotta dip because I'm starting to fall back asleep. So,
now.
Well, I've had a rough day. So yeah, no, it's all good.
All good, man.
But yeah, guys, I'll see you guys later. William, obviously we'll have to spar over some stuff later. It's always fun.
You need to come to Vegas, man.
When your city isn't a virus-riddled hellhole, and that's not just because of COVID.
Which other viruses?
Well, keep waiting.
Herpes.
It is
herpes.
dude.
Herpes.
Those are things I can stay away from.
Once they start releasing Valtrex into the air, I think we'll be okay.
It doesn't stay in Vegas.
It's
as soon as it left my mouth.
It is what it is. I can't change Vegas.
Oh yeah. All right, guys. I'll see you all later. Have a good
night. All right, man. We'll see you. Yeah, keep waiting for Vegas to just be a nice clean city.
Yeah, they tried to change it. Remember when they tried to change it into a
family
landing
spot?
spot?
Yeah,
I'm like,
nice
what are we
family friendly place to go.
We got bodies buried out here. What do you guys do?
What did you guys think about the news? I mean, it was basically just confirmation at this point because she's already in the post credit scenes. Can I just say how beautiful though Linda Carter still looks?
She's still hot at 70.
Smoking.
Holy cow!
She's 70.
She's 70. Yeah.
70 years old, dude.
Whoa!
Look at her.
She's like one of those women, like little Sophia Loren or all those women that, like when she came out on the Oscar, she's 82 years old and she's still bounced. I mean, she's still looking like, you know what? I know this one was a great grandmother, but I wouldn't turn it down. Jeez.
Yeah.
But
well, you're a great grandpa.
This news.
I would not say no.
This version of Wonder Woman, like I said, each movie that gets further away from Zack Snyder's direction, as far as at least his molds, I'm not excited about another Wonder Woman movie. I was done midway through Wonder Woman 84. I'm like, okay, I've had enough of this version of the character.
I'm just interested to see, because we were talking about it earlier. I'm interested to see if where they go with this, right? Does Patty Jenkins learn from the mistakes of Wonder Woman 84 and try to take it in a better direction, or is this a sign? Because look, I love Linda Carter, but her Wonder Woman, let's be honest with you, is kind of a throwback. It's 1976. It is cheesy. It's it is lighthearted, and she will forever be iconic as the role because she looked amazing as the role, right? But I'll just tell you all this: it's great to look at pictures of her. I've got an action figure of her as Wonder Woman. Trying to go back though and watch the entire show.
Yeah,
it's
like I said, as a kid, it had its time and place, but it's like, it's just not 2021.
Exactly.
And I just think Patty Jenkins for me is a mixed bag of apples as far as what I've been given. I know she directed an Academy Award winning actress, but that was almost 20 years ago. And the thing I associate her with right now is Wonder Woman. And it's one for one, and the one Wonder Woman that I really liked was executive produced by the guy who casted and pretty much created that version of the character. So you know what, dude? Why did I even read that? But
I was waiting for you to read it. It was right there the whole time. I was just waiting for you to read it.
Nah, I try not to read those as they pop up because it distracts me like it just did. But no, I really, unless Zack Snyder's coming back to executive produce and help write a script, I don't have much hope for this next one coming up.
And what does this mean? Deranged Enosh with a $5 super chat says, "Hey man, I wanted to say it was great seeing you."
There's a saying, Enosh.
Great seeing me again.
You got a stalker that needs your name? That's cool.
Oh, dude, no, we've been trying to figure out for the last week who Deranged Enosh is, because
you should make a contest. Deranged Enosh, make a contest. If they guess it right, you got to give them money or something.
I have no idea. It was great seeing you again. I haven't even.
Is that you in the picture? Is this a cigarette?
Yeah, it's me eating a sausage. Because the other day I did a stream where I made breakfast.
You eating a sausage frozen in time. That's awesome.
Yep. But yeah, no, I have no idea. See me again. I haven't even been anywhere in the last.
Maybe he's been talking about on YouTube. Maybe he's taking a break from you. I don't know. I'm just guessing here.
It was great seeing you again. It was great seeing you again too.
Yeah, maybe he saw you the other night on YouTube, and he's just. You're in his home. You're in these people's homes every night when you do this.
I am. I'm in your home. Deranged Enosh is one of the toys in your room.
Thanks for the cryptic comment, man.
Yes. But yeah, look, I like the idea of her being in the franchise. I think it's a cool nod. But in the same token, I'm concerned what that means. So she's set to return as Asteria. So the question will be is does that mean that her and Diana will be working together? they kind of made Asteria out to be, that she's this positive character. She made a brief appearance. It says, in the mid-credit scene of Wonder Woman 84 is legendary warrior Asteria, who was believed to have been killed when she sacrificed herself in order to allow her fellow Amazons to escape the tide of man and settle on the island of Themyscira. Diana donned her golden armor for the final battle against Cheetah. Yeah, the gold armor. Yeah, the gold armor was Asteria. So very little is known about Warner Brothers' plan for Wonder Woman 3, but after the decidedly mixed response to Wonder Woman 84, we wouldn't be surprised if the studio asked Jenkins to go back to the drawing board on the story outline. So,
that's very promising.
Yeah, I'll take a wait and see, I guess.
I've got some money saying that like a stiff $5 bet. Okay,
okay, I got 4.
This movie's not going to happen.
I got 20. I'll put 20 on it right here on the show.
The movie will happen.
Wonder Woman 3, I don't think it's going to happen, dude. I think it's going
to
get...
say it's 50-50.
Development hell is where this movie looks like it's going.
It's already been fast-tracked. Like, they're fast-tracking it. And
they're fast-tracking it, but if they don't have a script, it's going to end up like New Gods.
Yeah, but I feel that like Patty is leaving or at least putting on hold.
I think she's overburdening herself, but
she's now put Rogue Squadron on hold indefinitely, right?
I think that's a better move would have done Rogue Squadron and
probably, but she wants to finish this project. She wants to finish the trilogy. And so I feel that, dude, good, bad, and different, however it turns out,
just rip the Band-Aid off.
Yep, they're gonna go straight, and they're gonna
maybe the third one will be better. Maybe it'll be like Iron Man with the first, because I liked Iron Man 3. It was better than Iron Man 2. It wasn't better than Iron Man 1, but I think Wonder Woman, the first one, is going to be a hard thing to match, simply because the tone of it was consistent with what we had seen from that character up to that point. Wonder Woman 84 was not. And I don't think she has that mold. I don't think that, the influence that she puts into the character is what makes the character what it is. I think that's Snyder's influence.
Well, I think they have an opportunity to kind of like bridge a gulf here in terms of fans. Because I guarantee you, if they were like Wonder Woman 3, just signed on Ben Affleck to come back as Batman. Would anybody here have a problem with that?
No.
I mean, they're going to have to take that kind of drastic move, though.
That's what I'm saying. I think that in order for this movie to work, is they're going to have to reconnect it to the Snyderverse.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be so happy when that finally happens, and we no longer have to do this. When somebody gets in there in that new chair and realizes that, wow, this is really cool. This is what these guys have been talking about this last 5 years. Let's go ahead and make this happen. I think our heads are going to explode.
Well, if they include a character from that movie, I mean, what if they brought in a Henry Cavill for freaking Wonder Woman 3? You know what I mean? Superman and Wonder Woman in the same movie. I think that would be like legendary, and it would do so much to repair the wounds that have happened between fans and the community, and then just. I don't know. I think it would be a good olive branch.
I want to see a Kingdom Come movie in my lifetime.
There you go.
Kingdom Come with all these characters from that era, with Magog and all that. And again, I'm looking forward to March of 2022. The March of 2022 conversations are going to be a little bit different. Projects that have been announced, you won't hear them canceled. You just won't hear about them anymore.
No, it'll just kind of quietly go away.
Then the other announcements will be made, and then it'll be like, well, remember? And then they'll be, wait a minute, didn't they announce that a couple months ago? And you have to like it'll be in the back of your head, but this other stuff that the new regime is feeding you will be in the front of your head, and that's what
all the new stuff. Yeah,
all the stuff we probably will watch instead of, Catwoman's butler getting his own show or something. I mean, I don't need that.
Right.
I don't need a Penguin show.
No.
I wasn't. I mean, I don't know. I mean, granted, not saying that these shows will be bad, but they just don't propel me into the next thing.
Well, no, it's because they're all just all over the place. I mean, it's like you got the Titans off in their own little world. You got, whatever the hell the Doom Patrol's off in their own little world. It's like
they're in the same world as the Titans are. But
but it's like I don't know, man. It's just it's all.
what they need to do is take they have an advantage with all these different takes on their characters. Just manage them. You can have all these different distinct things, but just manage them and let people know where in the puzzle do all these things fit. Where does the CW fit? Where does it, who's what, where does the HBO, what are we doing on HBO Max? What are we doing in the theater? People will buy what you feed them if you just, you prepare it right. And it just,
absolutely.
like I said, I just, like Wonder Woman 3, I 50-50. I agree with you. I would put even more money on it, 50-50 that it doesn't happen. Just because something gets announced doesn't mean it's going to happen.
Yeah, but this, I just see, okay, so I usually agree with you on this, but I don't agree with you on this movie. This movie is too far ahead. To me, this movie is too much of a passion project between both Patty Jenkins and Gal Gadot, and now they've announced, like we just brought up, they've announced Linda Carter as being in this film. This movie is too far down the line, dude. This is not just an announcement. Hey, we're gonna do this movie. Like, this movie is down the line, dude. This is not development hell. This is not, hey, we're thinking about doing a Wonder Woman 3. We're thinking about doing Wonder Woman 3 was last year when Wonder Woman 84 came out. And like literally the same week, they said, hey, it's been greenlit to do Wonder Woman 3. We're literally like a year down the road now.
Wasn't Rogue Squadron happening though?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Rogue Squadron, though, is still happening by all intents and purposes. It's just been put on hold because she wants to do this, because this is taking priority. And I think it's because of the fact that Warner Brothers wants Wonder Woman 3 out. They want to fast track it, and they got to her. And the thing is that Lord only knows what conversations have happened, but also if they don't do it now, they're not going to be able to do it. That's the thing. If they don't do it now, Gal Gadot's moving on to other stuff. Gal Gadot and Patty, they both got this Cleopatra thing that they're wanting to do. That's another passion project that they want to do. They've got, she's got Star Wars, Gal Gadot,
I get you there.
If they don't do this now, they're not going to get to it. And so I'm saying this is not like the other stuff, guys.
Until I see somebody in front of a camera and yell with the little things going like this, I never believe it, especially with this company.
Fast being good though, that's something we're missing here. Do you think a fast tracked movie is going to be?
No,
great?
I
feel like we're gonna miss stuff here.
Okay. Don't misunderstand my statement. Don't misunderstand my statement that I think that they're doing a good job by fast tracking a Wonder Woman film, because I do not.
They should have had this in the works years ago.
Well, what I'm saying is that it'll be interesting to see how far along they are now, because I believe that they've already been working on the script. It was announced last year that it was greenlit right when Wonder Woman 84 came out. Okay, is when the movie was greenlit. So there's obviously been work on it in the last 11 months. Okay, but this is not just an announcement right now of, hey, by the way, we're going to do another Wonder Woman movie. That's where I think you're missing this.
I'm not missing that at all.
I'm saying I think William's missing this though. But to say that this is like a 50-50 chance this movie happens, the only way this movie doesn't happen is literally if they come in with say Discovery and like they just put everything to a halt. And I don't think that's necessarily going to happen either.
Oh, right I think not as harsh. The word halt.
That's what I'm saying. Well, that's what I'm saying, but that's what it would take.
Reconsideration. Evaluation. Here's the word.
But they're not going to do that to Wonder Woman, though. They're not going to do that to Wonder Woman, because Wonder Woman has been one of the successful projects. Just like they're not going to come in and they're not going to cancel Aquaman 2 at this point, okay? Because it's shot, it's done. Wonder Woman is going to be one of those things. They want Wonder Woman in theaters. Wonder Woman is a proven commodity that when they do it right, people respond and people watch it. And Wonder Woman is one of the bright spots still yet, even with Wonder Woman 84.
They're going to have to really knock it out of the
even
park.
with Wonder Woman, with Wonder Woman 84, Wonder Woman is still one of the bright spots.
I don't think you quite understand the mountain that this movie would have to climb to repair things. And
I don't think repair things with who though? Repair things with who? The SNYDER fans? Because those people.
No, just with general fans, because it was
no,
it
the
was a
general
bad movie
fans
in general
just-
terms.
Yeah,
I don't think that movie is so hated by the general public as
It doesn't have to be hated, but does it inspire you to go? Let's go for a third round.
I think there's
yes.
acrimony as far as that movie's concerned. It's
People
just, they don't
absolutely
care.
people absolutely love Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, and if you announce her in another movie and you show that the tone is there and everything, people will show up. Absolutely, people will show up. Wonder Woman 84 did not knock the taste out of people's mouth for Wonder Woman. It just didn't. It just didn't. People want Wonder Woman. They just want Wonder Woman to be a certain way. And there's some people who actually prefer Wonder Woman 84. I don't understand those people. Okay. I'm not saying I understand it. I'm not sitting here and telling you that I get it and I think that it's a good thing. I'm telling you that in the general public, I know plenty of people who are like, yeah, I like that Wonder Woman movie. Like they didn't have a problem with it. Okay. That's what I'm telling you.
I think with this movie, I'm gonna have to draw a line in the sand. It's like if this movie does not connect to anything, just like the last one did.
Yeah. Oh,
I think honestly, I don't want to engage with DC movies anymore because I just don't like being all over the damn place. Yeah. I'll watch a Batman movie when the Batman movie comes out, but I'm just not gonna consider them part of any kind of universe. It's just like, okay, it's another DC movie, yay.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, if you're coming in with a new regime, I think you really should have any reevaluation period of just about everything you're doing.
But they're not going to do that, though. They're not going to do that, man.
They're too far down the road, though.
They're too far down. They're a movie studio, and the fact is they can't have big. They can't bring everything to a screeching halt so that they don't have anything.
Not screeching halt, but not.
But what you're suggesting is though, because you can't keep on with projects at the same time while curbing them.
Okay, but here's my question:
we're going to walk, and so then you're going to have huge gaps in what you have.
How much?
All you
how
can
much
do
of
is
some other guy's laundry do you have to inherit? I guess that's the question I'm asking.
As a studio, you're always
garbage. Do you have to
as
inherit?
a studio, you're always going to inherit somebody else's garbage.
How
You're
much?
Always going to. I don't know.
There's
a
a
few
lot.
years.
There's a lot of garbage to inherit.
There is, but there's probably a good 2-3 years of garbage that you're going to have to inherit.
And why? If I'm somebody who's going to come on and help run this new company, I'm pretty much screwed my first 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, exactly. But the alternative is you can't cancel everything, William.
You can't cancel everything, but you need to reevaluate and maybe reposition some things.
But you can't. You don't have time to do that. You have to keep.
You don't have time to make bad decisions either.
Well, you're not making but you're not. The thing is if you want to end up rebooting everything anyways. Look, you
reboot DC, it's done.
No
reboot. No, I'm adamant on that. But I'm saying slow down. Let's take a look at how we want to see.
Hold on, though. This is quite frankly.
They've been doing that. How many movies have they put out?
Hold on. Listen. This is quite frankly probably Gal Gadot's last film as Wonder Woman. Any Wonder Woman that comes after this is going to be a rebooted Wonder Woman. Ben Affleck, barring them coming and actually doing something with the Snyderverse, this is going to be his last outing as Batman come The Flash. Okay? I'm telling you, unless there's a major overhaul, okay, like right away that changes all that, people are going to have to prepare themselves for the fact that there is going to be a reboot of some kind if they are going to go forward with any kind of Justice League or any kind of the main characters. That's just absolute fact and truth at this point.
Oh, that's fine as long as it doesn't happen under the current management.
But that's fine. But here's the thing, though. You are going to have some of these residuals that are still going to be felt over because Wonder Woman 3 is going to happen. Okay. And whatever it is, good, bad, indifferent, rushed, not rushed, whatever, Patty Jenkins and Gal Gadot are going to make that. And then they're going to be free to go forward with whatever else Wonder Woman they want to do. Okay. But the fact of the matter is they're bringing that trilogy of movies to a close because that's what they said that they're doing. I'm just telling you, nobody's going to come in and go, we're not going to make the Wonder Woman movie. Because if you don't make it now,
it ain't going to hurt them at all. I'm talking about overall. But there's a bunch of stuff that they've greenlit and now made announced that, I mean, like I said, if I'm the guy about to take the captain's chair, I got to basically spend the next 2.5 to 3 years.
The only thing I'll be honest with you that I don't see them moving forward on at this point is probably the Coates Black Superman movie. the only thing I don't see them moving forward on. They're going to make that Blue Beetle thing. In spite of everybody else, they're going to make that Blue Beetle. But dude, I don't even see that as being a big deal. They're going to make that Batgirl thing. They're going to make, and it's going to be on HBO Max. Okay, and is that going to be the end of the world? No,
no,
it's going to be a TV show. It's going to be a TV show, dude.
Just another disconnected TV show.
That's exactly another
maybe
thing left over from somebody else.
Maybe, but Batgirl is shaping up to possibly be connected to something. So the thing is that my point is why just be negative about it now?
No, I'm being realistic.
I'm not being negative.
I don't even think it's being realistic though, because I don't think you can be realistic about something that we have no clue. Like until they show us something, it's as bad as speculation to me as listen, I'm telling you, because I refuse to go down the negativity of the fandom menace that even before I see something, I'm just going to say it's going to suck.
I'm positive.
I'm not doing that, dude.
No, I know, but I'm saying what you're doing, William, is it borderlines on that though a little bit, I think, because if you're saying I don't know what
I have a history with Warner Brothers, I don't trust them anymore.
Well, I get not trusting them, but what I'm saying is we can't say that things are just going to suck.
I didn't say that. What I'm saying, based on their record, I'm ready for the new regime to start making the long-term decisions.
So am I. Oh, so am I, dude.
I would rather, be honest with you, negative or not, and I'm not negative, I would rather the path being laid forward start being laid by the people who are actually going to be in that path for the next 5, 6, 7 years, and not the guys who are going to be chased out of office here by March of 2022. I don't want the last gasp of a dying regime. I want the new breath of a new regime. Right?
Yeah, but you're going to have that. There's always going to be these residuals, man, that are going to be felt for a couple of years at least, after the new regime takes over. Because you got to have a steady
down with the Lewis Wisconsin thing.
Well, I got to read it. I haven't read it yet.
Oh, I thought you read it.
No, because we kept talking about stuff.
Oh,
so Deranged Enosh with a $2 super chat says, "Hey, Lewis Jr., I see you out there." Okay. And then again with another $2 super chat, thank you, Deranged.
Oh, now it's Ving Rhames.
Says Mr. William,
now I'm getting younger.
For Ving Rhames in Mission Impossible. And then another $2 super chat says Deranged Enosh with a $2 super chat says, "New hint, I was at your wedding."
Is that H Marks?
Not at my wedding. Hold on a second.
I wouldn't know.
That is not my cousin Sam. There's no way that's my cousin Sam.
Is it you, Sam? If it is, blink. I don't know.
Sam, there's no, I mean, because Sam is my family. He's my cousin Sam, but like, he was at my, hold on, at my wedding. He was at my,
you gotta pull out wedding pics now and start asking people out.
I'm about ready to pass out, my friend.
I think I may know who it is, but I don't understand all the other stuff though. I'm wondering. Yeah, I'm wondering if it's Jeremy. Because Jeremy, even though Jeremy's not my blood family, Jeremy and we've all been very, very close for a long time, and so we've called each other family. So I'm just wondering if that, I don't know. But at my wedding, I'm guessing, is it my wedding? I'm guessing it's my wedding with Tiffany, because he's known because unless it's Rusty, that could be Rusty. I could see that being Rusty. Rusty's been like a brother to me, so, and Rusty has a sense of humor.
It's gonna be like a contest. I'm serious.
It is,
good, man. I don't even know what you're talking about, man. I'm just like,
Todd Fair here with a $10 super chat says, "Enosh, do you think one day that Kevin Feige will figure out how humans can travel faster than the speed of light?"
I think Neil deGrasse Tyson will figure that out before.
Oh, I love Todd's comments, man. Todd, every time I think like Todd's like I just like Todd, Feige, all of a sudden it's like Feige is a producer of films.
Damn, I didn't see the work you were doing in the chat, Brian. Damn, I see what you're putting up with right now.
Yeah, sorry, that was what my reaction was. I'm like, God damn it!
Like, what the hell?
Oh, we got it again. All right.
What's going on?
This is the bot.
Webcam online.
Oh, jeez! Holy crap!
Was
it's
hidden
a cool looking check,
though.
Check is neat. The little fluorescent.
Nope, there was no drinking at my wedding, so there you go. Rusty is a real name in America. Yeah, it's an offshoot of Russell. It's like you've got Dusty, Rusty, whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. You've never heard the name Rusty?
I've heard Russell. I didn't know it was an offshoot of Russell.
National Lampoon's Vacation.
Yeah. It's
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That wasn't, like I said, those are the movies I got dragged to. I didn't go to those movies. The old man wanted to see those movies. I didn't.
Finally, this is the last thing that I had for tonight. Vin Diesel urges The Rock to return for Fast and Furious 10.
Wants that money.
Please come back. Baby, come back.
Figure out it's Shazam's getting released. Yeah. What if Viagra? Hey, The Rock describes himself as Viagra for your sequels. So yeah, Vin Diesel's making the right decision. That's a business decision right there.
SK says I'm keeping my mustache. Thanks, William.
And whatever influence I can have on anybody's life watching this stream, I'm all for it. Positive influence.
So I said,
that's a couple more hundred. That's 300 or 400,000 more dollars, man. Put The Rock in there.
Oh, come on.
That'll get you over $1 billion.
Right?
Oh, geez. Oh, geez.
Did you see that Saturday Night Live skit that he did, the Viagra for your sequels? It's hilarious.
Yes, I did.
But it was true at the time. I mean,
yeah. Vin Diesel urges Dwayne Johnson to return for the 10th Fast and Furious movie, which will be the first in a 2-part franchise finale. Do you believe that it'll actually go away?
No, they said 13 or 12 or 13. Now, if he keeps making 700 plus, it's easy money at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It says the head of the Fast and Furious family wants one of its key players to come back for at least one last ride. In an Instagram post, actor Vin Diesel. I mean, I guess they just put aside their rivalry or whatever. Vin Diesel personally invited Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson back to his role as Luke Hobbs for Fast and Furious 10, the first half of the 2-part franchise finale. Diesel's post began by saying, "My little brother Dwayne, that'll do it. That'll get him there."
Yeah, just talk about the hierarchy.
As a University of Michigan fan, there's nothing I'm sure that will get a Michigan State fan going more than to call him little brother. There you go. So my little brother Dwayne, the time has come. The world awaits the finale of Fast 10. Diesel continued speaking about how special Johnson is to his children, what he means to the franchise, and a promise that Diesel made to Johnson many years ago. "I say this out of love, but you must show up. Do not leave the franchise idle. You have a very important role to play," he wrote. "Hobbs can't be played by no other. I hope that you rise to the occasion and fulfill your destiny."
What is the Emperor?
All right. I hope. Yes, rise to the occasion and fulfill your destiny as Hobbs. Take your place by my side, and together we will race our vehicles on the moon.
This is weird. It's like a bromance or something going on.
Man, who cares?
Yeah.
God dang, who watched Fast 9?
A lot of people.
A lot of people, dude. Like I know. I
was not one of them.
I thought it was horrible. It was cartoonish. I was literally waiting for Wile E. Coyote to come in with his acne bag.
Were like such a turnoff. It was like
this one right here. The other ones were semi-entertaining, and although I wouldn't go see them again if I'm around when they're on. But this last one was absurd. Is the only word. What they were doing.
I mean, they're making Sharknado look like art.
I mean, literally, I was literally waiting for the Roadrunner to come busting through my screen. That's how ridiculous it was. Even for people, I sat next to a guy who loves these movies, who loves Fast. Even Tokyo just loves these movies. And he's looking at me like, this is complete BS. It's because it got so stupid. It was like a cartoon. The next one they need to do is animated. That's the next step. They have to do animated.
There you go.
Go out to outer space and then do animated.
Didn't they go to outer space though?
They did an Elon Musk type of thing where he went. That was the dumbest part of the movie. That was the absolute dumbest part of this movie. I don't know if who's seen it. You seen it, Brian?
No.
Okay, yeah.
I have yet to see I have not seen any of the Fast.
I am opposed to that culture altogether.
It was fun for a while, but it's gotten out of hand. Like Sharknado started stupid and just got dumber, and that was its schnick. But Fast and the Furious kind of like escalated to where it is now. It's like, whoa, what happened? You know, I mean, they were always doing crazy stuff, but they're doing silly stuff now.
Yeah, but they try to pretend to be serious, though. That's the thing. That's like I don't understand. It's like, is this a work or a shoot, man? What are you doing to me
Like
here?
Total Recall. At the end of Total Recall, where they're out in the atmosphere of Mars and their eyes bulge out and they're all dying, and all of a sudden they redo the atmosphere and everybody's okay again. And I'm
10
like,
seconds later, it's like,
yeah, as a science fiction fan, I'm like, that was horse crap.
yeah,
that's where Fast and the Furious has gone now. To even the people who love it are like, wait a minute, this is silly.
Well,
I mean,
I'm
even James
thankful at least
Bonds
the
are
people, I'm
grounded.
thankful at least the people in the chat, it seems, are waking up to this, because like I'm honest, like I have never watched one, and they just did not look interesting to me at all. And so I'm actually thankful that, like, I'm looking at the chat and it seems like some people in the chat are actually like, no, I'm done with the franchise. I'm done with
Yeah, this last movie was a lot for people.
Rise, Lord Johnson.
Well, especially with the
Long Johnson.
China John Cena apology tour.
Oh, Mandarin, Mandarin, do it in Mandarin.
Oh my
He's really
God.
good in Mandarin, by the way.
It is, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
wow,
Laser
dude,
Luke,
really...
Laser Luke here says, I'm not trying to be a hater, but another Fast and Furious.
Yeah, it's the people who love it are saying that. The people who love it are like, oh, that last one was exhausting
SK
to
says,
watch.
Dave the Film Junkie said Rock and Diesel could be pulling the good old wrestling beef for Fantastic, for Fast and Furious 10.
Fantastic Beasts Part 10.
Protoss says, yeah, I saw Hobbs and Shaw with my dad. I can't watch another Fast and Furious.
Hobbs and Shaw was really good. I liked Hobbs and Shaw.
That's a good question, Aaron. What did happen to Spielberg's Black Hawks movie?
It's been put on hold. Like,
guess so. They're not beefing. It was a scam to get us to watch their movies, and it worked. Working. We are watching.
You know what? Maybe Hollywood knows how to play us. Hollywood people know how to play us.
I know, man. Dad Dude Vince says I watched I like the first 3 to 4. It's been Laser Luke says Fast Furious hasn't been the same since the first one until
that might be the best one though. Fast 7 might be the best one of the.
Dad Dude Vince says that they have an animated series.
Oh wow! There we go.
I haven't seen anything about
it. The plot thickens.
It's got to be Looney Tunes.
That cinematic universe is gold, ladies and gentlemen.
Silence says Tokyo Drift was the last one I watched. I did like it though.
And they bought back Han. I mean, you already got characters from there, so
yeah.
But that one was originally not really.
A lot of people seem to say that they liked Tokyo Drift.
Tokyo Drift wasn't as ridiculous though. Tokyo Drift was more like an action movie. They weren't doing stupid. They weren't doing the crazy Acme stuff, Wild Coyote stuff in Tokyo Drift.
Caden says Black Hawk's script was just finished last December, so it's been a year. So
we're in November now.
Well, here's my thing with it, and this will be the last thing I say about Fast and the Furious. For 2 reasons I do not like it. One is because I grew up in an area where street racing was very prevalent. Like I lived next to a frontage road to where it was like train tracks and straight road right there. And yeah, no, it was all bad. So every night you hear
it takes a train to stop.
I don't know what was worse, the racers or the goddamn train. But excuse me. Sorry for the blaspheming. Yeah, and then the other part of it was I went to automotive school, and that was part of the course there. And everybody was like, "Oh my god, I want to learn how to do turbos and this, that."
You want to learn how to drift? You want to?
Figure skating with cars? Yeah, sure. I want to learn how to do that.
$400 tires.
Good God! Oh, with the cambers all set to where the freaking tires are like that.
The light. Remember when the lights under the car was cool?
Oh God!
Todd Fair here with a $5 super chat says, Enosh, do you think Eternals is better than BVS? No.
Not a fair comparison.
No.
Not a fair comparison.
Well, I just don't. I don't think it is either way. Either way, it's not better than BVS.
Well, listen, I love BVS and I like Eternals, but 2 different. See, what the thing about Eternals was the laying of the ground. I loved. I thought it did a better job of laying groundwork for what they're going to be doing in a way that it just wasn't all in front of you, and I think that hurts the movie. BVS for me, and I love BVS. I have a problem with it because it's crowded. They just stuff so much into that movie, and even in the extended cut, there's just things in there. And then Doomsday, and I understand why. It's just that the only flaw I've ever had that really unfixable with BVS is that there's just so much in it. It was a crowded movie that they just felt that they were swinging for a home run. Even with that being said, it's still one of my favorite DC movies. Period. I mean, it's not better than Man of Steel. And Zack Snyder's Justice League probably at the top now. But Eternals, I think people are going to appreciate how good Eternals is later on. You know, within the next year.
Bring in Vin unleaded. Yeah, look, I really just don't care. I'm not going to watch it anyways, no matter how many they make, no matter if The Rock comes back or not. It's not a selling point for me.
The Rock's coming to Eternals.
I'm not going to watch. You know what I am going to watch? It was the one last thing that I forgot that we had. I really don't have a story on it or anything. It's just the announcement that Squid Games 2 is coming. Squid Game season 2.
Dude, that's very disturbing to watch.
I have to watch season 1. I don't care about that.
I'm going through it right now, and it's very. I feel icky watching that shit.
I'm not a Netflix trend jumper.
It's just really something about it. It's quality, but it's disturbing. I don't know. It's something about it just is like, ooh, why am I going to screw my head up?
An interesting story, man. I think it's an interesting story, and
it is an interesting story, but for something about it, this is like. It doesn't hit close to home because I don't have that kind of stuff going on, but still, it's just
very few people like get kidnapped and
be forced to
participate.
Everybody has death.
Games.
Yeah. Hey, everybody watch Blade Runner Black Lotus, by the way, midnight. Everybody, stop what you're doing midnight on Saturday, the 13th, and watch Blade Runner Black Lotus. I'm not an anime guy, but I'm diving into this, and the behind the scenes on this from people who are in anime, it is cool to hear them talk about the influence. And these are people who've worked on anime throughout the last 20 years, the influence that Blade Runner had on them and why they're making this. I might just become an anime fan after this,
Wow.
Beyond Ghost in the Shell and Akira, which is my two mainstays.
Wow.
Just throwing that out there.
Wow. I think... I don't know why people insist on comparing everything. It is what it is sometimes, people obviously, they have favorite things. It's like, hey, what do you think of this? 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 But it is what it is. All right, guys.
For one with Chloe Zhao's movies. I've seen one movie I hated and one movie I liked. So
Benson says I was done the moment they entered space.
Yeah.
To me, it seems like a glorified version of Sharknado. I'll be honest with you. But it has cars, and it's like I just really don't care. I'm not a big car guy. I like.
It's not even about the cars anymore. It's about just the space thing is ridiculous.
Yeah,
it is like, what in the hell, I was okay with. Well, you know what? When Leprechaun went into space and Leprechaun went in the hood, I'm like, okay, I can deal with this. But seeing the Fast and the Furious is just not having. It needs to end. It really does.
Leprechaun in the hood.
Dude, that was the best, the most underrated. When him and Ice-T are going at it and they're rapping, going back and forth. Oh, that's classic horror right there, man.
Classic horror.
You need to do did you agree? What is it? The watch party?
The idea scares me. The idea scares me for sure. Like I got I got no interest in watching a
it will become your favorite movie after you're done watching.
Bull crap. There's no way that becomes my favorite.
You will use drops from this movie for the rest of your days on YouTube.
Drops, probably because it's so silly and stupid. Right? Yo, Enosh, thoughts on the new Halloween Chucky series? General thoughts on horror franchises. I have not seen Halloween.
I don't care.
I've not seen Halloween. I have not seen any Halloween movies. I've never watched a Halloween movie.
Can I answer the Halloween one?
What's that? Yeah, go ahead.
Can I answer the Halloween one?
Yeah.
The newest Halloween is horrible. It is horrible. And it's disappointing because the same people who did the Halloween, the 2018 version, the same exact people did this one. And I came into this one with high hopes. I went with Bradley. I went with Austin. We went into that with high hopes, and I've never been so disappointed in a movie as I was as far as that, other than Independence Day Resurgence, which was pure garbage. But these same people gave me a masterpiece not 3 years prior, and this I'm not looking at that, but the Halloween kills was absolutely brutal. The Chucky series is actually pretty good.
The Chucky series is really good. I really love the Chucky series, to be honest with you. So I mean the Chucky series is good.
No H. Barchi, because you know what? I'm too cheap to gamble. That's the long and short of it, and that's not a boomer thing. That's a penny pinching major thing that I've had
It's a
all my life.
smart thing when you live in
Yeah.
a gambling
I live in
town.
Vegas. I would be. Yeah, I get no.
I don't gamble either, brother.
Yeah,
It's
you gotta
what
watch.
happened.
So,
Yeah.
all right, guys. Well, hey, that's the show. Thanks for being here tonight. Appreciate it. We did 7 hours total today, which is fun.
Oh, I was about to say, I'm like, looked at that thing.
No. We did 3 hours tonight. We did
Oh,
4
that's
hours.
right.
4 hours this
The
afternoon.
Spider-Man thing. Yeah.
I don't know how could you think the Chucky series sucked, man? The Chucky series is so good.
There's been so much bad child's play out there. This was refreshing for me.
Yeah, this is actually
some
good.
Of, some of the middle child plays are not very good.
No, not at all. So
Yeah,
I'm very much interested in where this goes, and I'm also interested in how they tell how this story came to be, because when we last left Chucky, it was a totally different place. So
yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see that. But hey, Brian, thank you for sticking it out with me, bro.
Yeah, heck yeah, man.
Hey, man.
Sorry, I've been up since 6.
No, dude, you're good. You're good, bro. Wanted to tell everybody where they can find you, sir.
Yeah, you can find me on my channel, Brian Master of None. Tomorrow I'm doing a taco stream. Come on in, man. It's Taco Wednesday. We're gonna have a good time. It'll be fun.
Cool. And William, where can they find you online, sir?
Vegas, or just Google the Sci-Fi Center, and you'll find me in all various forms.
Cool. Like I always say, make sure you're still subscribed.
Yeah.
Please. And if you're not, please resubscribe. If you haven't subscribed, hey, make sure you're subscribed. Also, on your way out, if you could, please make sure to hit that like button. It does help us out greatly, and we definitely appreciate it if you would do that, because we need all the likes we can get. So if you're entertained at all tonight, please hit that like button and tell somebody about the lounge. All right, tell somebody about the Poindexter Lounge. Tell them, hey, you should be over here, watch this thing with me. I dig this thing. All right, so do that. Hey, Kira, thank you so much. Appreciate this so much. Says Enosh, you are batting 1,000, brother. Never stop. Thank you, Kira. Appreciate that. What's up, Ambassadorial Wing? Good to see you here tonight, man. Yeah, tacos, man. Tacos all around. Tacos for everybody. Tacos. But hey, much love to you guys. Remember, don't let anybody tell you that your fandom doesn't matter, and don't tell anybody that their fandom doesn't matter, but seek to have good conversations. Seek to come to good, resolutions. You may not always agree with somebody in the end, but treat people with respect. And if you do that, there'll always be a place for you here in the Poindexter Lounge. Until next time, stay nerdy. Bye-bye.